there anything that you wanted to bring up?
No, not really.
We got art. We
have art now. Yeah,
We have art. Finally, placeholder art at episode 54, I think.
It's not really placeholder art. It's pretty official.
Sorry, not placeholder. You're right. That's the wrong term. That's like our official logo and shit.
If it just said overtly disagreeable on a white background with black text, that would be placeholder.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what we have now is placeholder. It's just that most podcasts get their art at like episode 4, maybe. We got 54, so we got a little late.
I mean, yeah, but also most podcasts don't start with this good equipment.
Well, most podcasts start off of a computer, which is just as good as
this.
Yeah,
but this is far beyond.
Yeah, we could literally take this anywhere. We could go to the movies and do an episode with this equipment. So it is nice and portable.
But yeah, I don't think most people start with this kind of level of tech. So in one way, we are above and beyond.
I suppose so. Where's my notes app? There it is. I just want to see if there's anything that I want to bring on right now, right when we're on the offset here. Yeah, I don't know. This is stuff that we can talk about during the podcast.
Well, I mean, I could do the quick one I told you earlier.
Go ahead.
About with Twitch, since you were saying that you weren't going to bother talking about it.
Oh, and I totally forgot this conversation.
The guy who's suing Twitch?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I was going to bring the article in as part of the news game.
Yeah, okay, specifically, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't really read into it, yeah.
Okay, well, if you haven't heard, some dude suing Twitch because he jacks off too much to their female streamers.
Yeah, he's suing them for $25 million.
Some bullshit like that. Which I'm sure will get thrown out. And this guy has a history of suing people, but...
Oh, he does? Is that the thing?
He sued Google, and he sued Nintendo, and a bunch of other people.
I hope unsuccessfully.
I think they all got thrown out, yeah. But and he's not really the important part. Mm-hmm. It gave me the inspiration for an idea.
Oh, okay.
And it's a new Twitch.
Oh, this is what you're referring to.
But it's Twitch, but with much laxer rules. Mm-hmm. No actual pornography.
Yeah, no sex.
No actual sex.
Yeah.
But you can be as... Like, you want to stream in a bikini because you just came back from the pool? Cool. Go for it.
Would you allow male nipples, though?
Go for it.
Male nipples? So, like, what if a woman, like, put, like, she shows her tits, and she put, like, green tape?
Pasties?
Huh?
Pasties?
But green colored, and then Photoshop male nipples onto them.
That would have to be a case-by-case judgment call.
Okay, all right.
That's a really hard workaround, but I think, you know what? That would be hard to keep up, so given the tenacity and effort, I'd give it a free pass.
You give it a free pass?
As long as you could give me the source material of the male nipples to prove that they're not yours.
As long as they're not your nipples.
I need to see a picture of your nipples, right? And then I need to see a picture of the source material nipples.
I
know that they're not the same. Prove to me that.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead.
Yeah, just prove to you. Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. Just so you can keep streaming. This is not for any like pleasure or anything.
This is just community guidelines.
Yeah, just community guidelines.
And we'll call this place the Thottery Bar.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, just nice, straight to the point. Yeah.
You know what you're getting. You know what you want to watch.
I mean, honestly, your rules are probably more consistent than like other places because that people have tried that trick before.
Yeah.
Like the whole like photoshopping male nipples onto a woman, and then the website still always try to like do some weird justification for why this is still ban worthy, but showing a naked dude or at least his upper body is still allowed. Like they just have these like inconsistent rules.
Yeah,
yours is pretty consistent.
I'm gonna go off societal, and because I was born in North American style. If you can go to the beach in it, it's fair.
That's the rules.
Yeah, if you can go to the beach in it, it's fair.
There's some nude beaches though.
Yeah, there are some, but like public beaches.
Okay, all right.
Within reason. We're talking about people with clothes. If you want to go to a nude beach, generally...
Well, okay, so if you can go to a non-nude beach in it, it's good. You're
fair,
good to go. All right, okay.
Because as the criticism towards women has been put forward in the past, you go to the beach, they're wearing a bikini.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. But you see them in bra and panties.
Yeah.
It's the exact same amount of clothes.
Yeah.
And I know there's a mental aspect to it. I'm not.
Yeah, like at the beach, they're mentally okay with it.
Exactly.
They prepare themselves.
I'm understanding of that, but the actual, like, quote unquote, factual part of it. Of the things that it's covering and whatnot.
Yeah, I think like the practicality, or I don't even think that's the right word, but like it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. So, and I'm willing to understand that, but I'm just going to use the beach because the beach is about as scantily clad as anyone you could be. I mean, you can wear a Speedo to the beach.
Yes.
As a man.
I think I will.
I think that's the least amount of clothes you could possibly wear.
And a man could do that on your Thottery Barn platform.
Maybe he's streaming from Florida. Maybe it's hot.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe his AC's broken.
No judgment on this platform whatsoever.
I don't want to have any of my streamers have heat stroke. I don't want to be liable for that. I take care of my people. If they feel more comfortable sweating, wearing a Speedo, go for it.
I hope this plan of yours works. Well, somebody will probably steal it.
Sure, I'm sure.
Because this is going to be like in between like Chatterbait and Twitch.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say OnlyFans and Twitch.
I mean, I guess, yeah. So, I mean, a lot of girls on OnlyFans don't show nudes.
It's true.
Yeah, they show lewds.
Yeah. So I guess, in a way, they've kind of beat me to it. They just don't play games.
Yeah.
They just don't have the guise of playing video games.
Maybe we should start an OnlyFans.
I mean, we could. Yeah. Is there a demand for it? We don't even get emails for our podcast. I
was thinking of like buying like underwear kind of clothes for my corgi and taking pictures of him in it, and then putting that on OnlyFans. I mean, you could. Just as something that's funny.
I actually had a similar idea with the cat.
For Sinister, yeah. You'd have a harder time. I think my dog is not fidgety at all when you're doing shit with him.
I just be like right now being home so much, I could take pictures of him all day, just like.
But I mean, getting the clothes on him.
Oh, I'm not gonna put clothes on him. I just want to take like pictures of him sleeping.
Oh, I see.
It's like generic cat pictures, but it's like you can have like a buffet style of cat pictures.
Yeah.
Of this one cat on OnlyFans.
I mean, why not? Like people will just tell you that there's cat pictures online for free, but you know what? There's this weird thing with humanity where when we have to pay for something, even though there's free alternatives on the internet, just for some reason we'll still pay for that same thing. Yeah, there's something sweeter about it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
There's something about it. I think there's an ownership quality to it that while most people deny it's there, like if you donate to someone.
Yeah.
But if you go watch porn for free, then it's like...
Then
it seems like it's like a victimless crime.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though it's not necessarily because of the actual people who are making the porn.
The actresses.
But if you donate to someone, then you're like, but she's my friend.
Yeah.
Even for the people that deny that, there is still a like part of that. You know what
I
mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying it's 100% there, but somewhere in the back of our psyche, it's probably there.
And then there's even like different things in terms of payment. Like there's a difference with how our mind works with donations versus subscriptions.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if it's like donation, your mindset is more like I'm helping this person.
Also, you don't have as much of a demand.
It's true.
Like if you're donating, you're not really like you know that there's coming in return, but you're not upset when there's nothing coming in return.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
just
if I
that
pay for
one
your
thing.
OnlyFans, I'm like, I want to see your butt cheeks spread.
That's right. I want to see them butt cheeks spread.
Yeah.
And it's like I am paying for this service.
Yeah, I'm
That's
paying
the
for the butt cheeks.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to the Overtly Disagreeable podcast, where two assholes talk about thoughts. We're your hosts.
Having thoughts too.
And having thoughts. We're your hosts. My name is Ken, and this is Shane.
Hello, everyone.
If you do start that, I think somebody at some point, it would be good to refer to you as the thought leader.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if you started that Thottery Barn website.
I was trying to remember something. Oh, okay, so it's not for the Thottery Barn, but it's for what's her name? God. I just saw the video of it.
Pokimane, Belle Delphine.
Belle Delphine. Okay. She's the queen of simps. She's a simp lord.
Okay, that's pretty funny. I haven't thought about that one. That's good. I like that one.
And then I wanted to write the Sith code, but for simps, for a simp lord.
She's just gonna rewrite it, but for simps. I mean, that's funny. You could do that.
I just thought of that like today, earlier.
So, how was your week?
Yeah, it's all right.
Other than your thought, what your thought in?
Barn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been all right. Again, starting to pick back up with work. Worked 3 days again this week. The last day wasn't that long. It was like 2-3 hours, but
okay,
it's coming in more consistent now. So maybe things are getting back to normal. Been playing games. Started cooking for myself again.
You said that last week.
No, I said I wanted to, and then I haven't.
Okay.
This week I actually did it.
Okay.
And I made spaghetti sauce, but what I did this time was I was waiting for some friends to play Smite with,
Mm-hmm.
and they were taking forever. So like I started prepping food, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna cook." So I started cooking, and then I let my sauce simmer for like 2-3 hours.
Oh God.
And I was
Okay.
just like in between my matches or in between deaths, I'd just go and stir it a little bit.
Okay.
And just let it simmer, and it was delicious.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay, so it came out, or nothing was burnt.
No, not at all. That's the whole point of simmer.
Yeah,
is you
I
turn
know.
it down on a lower. It was.
It can
bubbling
still
a bunch.
burn. It can still burn.
It could, but there's less of a chance because you're not applying so much direct heat.
I suppose. Yeah,
It's
and
just
you're
more of,
constantly
like,
stirring it. So.
The heat that's trapped in there already.
Yeah.
So that turned out really good. That was like 3 nights worth of food.
Oh
so I
shit!
didn't have to
Okay.
cook that much. Yeah, I have a tendency to make a lot of food.
No, that's good. That's
like,
that's a better way to do it.
As soon as I moved out,
Mm-hmm.
I was living with people the whole time, so I was always making food for more than one person.
Yeah.
I've never made. Well, it's been like 3 years since I've been living on my own, but I still have a hard time making like food for one.
Yeah, I mean, I only ever cook for myself, and I could never make food for one. I usually just make enough so that I can have for multiple days.
Yeah, but that's usually like curry or something like that, or spaghetti sauce. But even
like
when I make like steak and potatoes, I'll have like a huge piece of steak that's like a third of my plate.
Jesus Christ!
A mound of vegetable, and then like mashed potatoes that takes up the other third.
Holy shit!
Like all this food, and it takes me like an hour and a half to eat as I'm slowly picking at it for like the last 45 minutes.
I mean, the potatoes and the veggies make sense because even that I cook too much of. But the steak, I'd probably make that a lot smaller.
Yeah, it's just like you buy a pack of steak and it comes with like 2 or 3. It's like well, that one is gonna be the night. But I don't like bother chopping it down. It's like maybe I'll just take 80% of this. What am I gonna do with the other 20%? Fuck it, I'll just eat it.
Yeah, eat it another time.
So I have a trouble with that time.
Yeah,
but it is good to make food for multiple days.
Well, I'm just lazy.
Yeah, well, that also was a factor for me because it was easy for me to just come home after work those couple days and just throw in a pot of water for pasta.
Yeah,
and then pretty much ready. What else have I done? Oh yeah, I cleaned up a little bit today. I've been trying to put my shit back in order. I hung my painting / canvas print that I bought.
Yeah, it looks fucking dope.
Yeah, it looks good. I think I need to put some stuff around it. I think there's a lot of empty space, but I have another one of those hooks I told you about.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hang up probably another canvas somewhere.
It's a little too basic bitchy, don't you think? Like not risque enough.
No.
Okay, I'm joking.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I've been playing a lot of games. Played a bunch of Smite this week.
Yeah.
Because a group of friends, I guess we just found the time to play. So been playing a lot of Smite. I don't think I played any Apex this week, or if I did, it was very little.
Okay.
It's not that I don't like it, just guess I'm kind of bored. And the people that I play with are also going back to work, so there's less time to play with them compared to a month ago when it was like every night. So yeah, back on Smite. It's fun-ish. It's pretty good. I've gotten the hang of Cthulhu. I finally figured out my build.
So what kind of build is it?
Just a tank build, dude.
So you just go straight tank? You don't go for like a bruiser build?
No, you don't even need to.
No?
He has consistent top damage.
Even with a tank build?
Even with a tank build.
That's fucking ridiculous.
With minimal, like, bruiser items, but they're mostly tank items, like Void Shield.
Yeah, okay,
It's a hybrid, but it's more on the defensive side.
It's more of a defensive,
you might build damage if you're doing really good. Like, if I'm really far ahead and I need, like, a Divine Ruin instead of a Pestilence, I might go with that.
Fuck.
Right? But most of the time it's, like, Thebes, Cooldown Boots, Valor, Voidstone, Voidstone.
Do you still go full 40% cooldown?
No, I just do 30.
30?
I've been doing 30 for a while. And then I usually go Ethereal.
Okay.
And the last item is a toss-up. I usually replace my boots with either a lifesteal, like a soul gem, so I still get 10% cooldown.
Okay.
Or I'll go for like a relic dagger. Relic dagger, so I can use my relics more.
All right. Okay.
And also get a little bit of movement speed, so when you're big, you can move a little bit faster. So yeah, and I'm liking Cthulhu a lot. Like I couldn't figure out how to play him the week before when he came out, but then something just clicked, and I started asking my friends for builds, and they had some items that I don't use. But what I realized was leveling your abilities in a certain way helps. Obviously, it's gonna be unique for me. It helps me at least the way I've been leveling my abilities, and knowing that you can pressure.
Yes.
Even when you're on the aggressiveness, on the aggression front, and you don't necessarily have full backup from your team, if you go all in and you like scare the shit out of them with damage, you will win the fight.
Fuck. Can he die while he's ulting?
Yes.
How does
He just dies.
He just dies?
He shrinks.
I wonder if you can Geb shield him and what that would look like if he's ulting.
Because
I wonder if the shield like be fucking massive or it's just this
you know
tiny
what?
thing.
I haven't tried that, but that would be cool. What I did see is someone Afro chained.
Oh yeah.
To a Cthulhu, and it was like shooting at a 45-degree angle, kind of like if you did like a Thor and it goes in the air.
Yeah.
But it's like this tether on like a giant dog.
That's cool as fuck.
So I think the Geb shield might do that. Mm-hmm. Although I have seen sometimes where it's like. It's just on the base of him. Yeah,
like the character will be up higher.
Yeah.
And the shield will just be on the ground.
It might be, yeah. Especially the bottom rocks. I don't think the bottom rocks are going to get any bigger. It'll probably just be at his base.
Yeah.
But the bubble shield might surround him.
Yeah.
Should be neat
I just want to see what it would look like, yeah.
But yeah, so he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, so apparently.
It's okay, I'm going to just... His 1 is cone attack. Yeah, okay. His 2 is the poop drop.
Right.
And then he's got the dash and then the ult, right?
Yes.
So what I do now is... Let's say I'm playing Clash. Mm-hmm. So 1, 2, 3, leveling.
Okay.
Then I level the 2 at 4.
Okay.
Whenever you can level the ult, you level the ult.
Okay.
Right? So then I'm just going to focus on the 3 abilities. So then I go level 2 on the drop. Then I go level 2 on the dash.
Right.
And then I go 1, 1, 1, 1, dash, 1, dash, dash.
You don't...
2 drop. Dash.
Oh wow! So you level up dash before the 2 drops.
Yeah, I look at the 2 drop not as the damage, but as the CC.
Okay, but the dash is just an escape, right?
It is, but it does a lot of damage. So what I do, so I'm rushing guys, I'm aggressively dashing into a group of enemies, and the amount of damage that is being applied because it's like, I think it's like 70 or 80 on the dash initially, but that level 2 of it does like 120. So imagine 120 on an early game, because again, it's like level 6 I'm leveling up the dash.
Yeah.
120 damage, not including any pen that I might have from the Void Stone, depending on how far in the game we are, or boots damage, right? You're doing that to a hunter early.
Yeah, you're going to fucking destroy them.
It's like a 10th of their health.
Yeah.
Not 20th of their health. Sorry. 10%.
It's about a 10.
20% of their health, right? Then you're following up with a basic attack. Then you're following it up to 1. Then your team's following up. They're down like a third of their health from 2 abilities from you.
And then at that point, you can probably just dash again.
No, not until I get cooldown.
Yeah.
Cooldown's like 10 seconds. But depending on how the fight's going, right? Someone's really low, pop the ult, they die. Then you're fighting a fight where you just killed somebody and the team's on the retreat, and you just keep swiping at them and throwing the pull up and shit like that as they're trying to run away, and you hit that shit like 80% of the time. Like, it's way easier for me to hit because it's a huge AoE than it is for me to hit like a normal.
Can you hit towers while you're ulting?
No.
No? Okay.
They're all considered abilities as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
But I don't think they proc ability stuff.
Yeah, they're just straight damage?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, alright.
I think so. I haven't tested it, but I know that you can't hit a tower.
Alright, you're 100% certain.
100%.
No need to...
I've swung at towers, and I have never seen, like, me take a tower.
Okay, alright.
But I've definitely hit people who were standing behind the tower.
Yeah, they're not hiding from you.
But yeah, so, I don't know. I just started leveling up Cthulhu that way, and then building him Thebes, cooldown boots, Valor or Voidstone, whatever is more important at the time, and then
probably Valor for the most part,
depending on who's doing the most damage usually. And then Ethereal, and by the time I even get to Ethereal, the game's over and we won. And I usually have top damage or second.
That's fucking ridiculous, man.
He does a lot. You know what the best part is?
What?
There's this huge mid-season patch coming in like a week or 2, and they said that they're gonna debuff Cthulhu.
Yeah.
You know what his debuff is?
What?
He can't use relics while he's ulting.
That's the debuff?
That's the debuff.
So the thing that you would probably almost never do?
I do it all the time.
Really?
I buy thorns with him.
Oh my god, because you're so big.
Yeah, so you're tracking a shit ton of attention. So I buy that with him. So it's a little bit of a debuff for me.
Oh my god.
But it'll just do the same thing I do with Hades when I buy thorns. Thorns first, then ult.
Yeah, why not? Unless it might cancel it out. There's a chance.
No, I don't think so. I think it'll just be that you can't activate it.
Okay,
That's what I was for. Maybe it'll do that. Who knows? But that's pretty hilarious when that's not what the common complaint is. I don't know many people actually complain about him. Funny enough that I've heard, but everybody acknowledges that he does a fuck ton of damage for a guardian. Like,
okay,
Jormungandr wasn't like he was aggressive, but he wasn't this aggressive about damage.
No, he wasn't. He was just more pressure.
Cthulhu. Yeah, Cthulhu's pressure and damage.
Fucking ridiculous.
He's fun. Been playing lots of him. Just been playing lots of Smite in general.
Okay.
Some days it's pretty good. Some days it's not great. Actually, I had a really good game playing Ranked Conquest where I got last pick and I got to be support and I counterpicked the whole team Geb.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like,
how's that a counter pick for them? Like, what did they have?
They had a Ymir, they had a Scylla, they had a Bakasura.
Yes.
Who else? They had a bunch of hard CCs.
Okay.
And I basically shut down the duo lane. Then I left the duo lane at like 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I started going from like mid lane, push the tower, right lane, push the tower.
Yeah.
And I just come and save people and do stuff. And
they hard CC your teammate. Nope, shield.
Yeah.
You're getting out of that, homie.
We were doing so good that we did this 3 times where we took a big objective like the Gold Fury or the Fire Giant, I think like twice. Mm-hmm. And my team would try fighting immediately afterwards because the enemy team wouldn't catch us doing it.
Yeah.
We'd get the objective, but then my team would be like, oh, they're coming after us, let's fight them. And then they'd go and fight them.
And you'd win?
They'd lose. My team lost 3 times in a row.
Oh, your team lost. Oh, so you took the Gold Fury or the Fire Giant.
And then died.
Oh.
Team wiped.
I mean, at the very least, they're not going to take it, so it's still a bit of a win.
I know. But then I messaged them like, guys, just back off.
Yeah, go to base,
That was after
heal.
the second time, and then they did it a third time. I'm like, all right. We ended up winning that game, but that's how far ahead we were.
Fuck.
That we could make that kind of mistake, like blunder 3 times.
Okay. It's amazing that your whole team could die and they didn't push for victory.
Well, yeah, I guess they didn't have the damage.
Yeah, you do need enough.
And I think if we had so many towers and other bullshit in the way that it was like they're not pushing through. But that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna play Ken's Geb.
Yeah.
And I listened to your advice and level up to 2.
Yeah.
That gives you so much pressure.
Yeah, it's the only damage ability.
It is really. I mean, you're not gonna engage that often, or
his 1 is just for catching up or getting away.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the 3, like you said, just use it as a Puri.
Yeah, I find it it's better that way.
And I realized why you say that. I don't know if you acknowledge this, but the shield gives you more shield as you level anyways.
Yeah.
So it levels up even without you leveling up the ability.
Yeah, that's true.
So even at level 15, if you haven't leveled it up at all, which is ridiculous, that means you'd be avoiding it the entire time.
Yeah.
And it would still give you...
It's still decent.
It still gives them like 150 to 200 shield, which is still really good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was like a hard counter pick for the whole team. I love playing support, counter picking, like last pick.
Yeah, if you can get away with it like that.
At the whole team and be like, oh,
this is one common thing with them, yeah.
All lifesteal, Cerberus.
Yeah, 100%.
Hard CC, throw in that gap.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? Tons of basic attacks? Kazunbo.
Oh, does he have...
he has thorns built in.
Oh, that's right, he does. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So it's like just something like that.
Yeah.
And then you just fuck up their whole thing because they're like, we do this one thing really good. Mm-hmm. But once you break that combo, if Ymir can't freeze somebody, it's shut down.
Yeah, and his freeze is a fucking long-ass cooldown,
that's the whole
too.
Point.
Yeah.
It's a hard setup. It's like, it's the setup... It's teeing the ball right in front of your team's face, and they just knock up for a home run. But if there's no tee, there's no home run.
Yeah. And like I said about the shield too, like you can just use it as a shield for your teammates. But the thing is, they're still gonna. If you shield them, then they get hard CC. They're still gonna take tons of damage.
Yeah.
But if you let them just get the hard CC first and then Puri them, then they get the shield. Yeah, and they can run away too.
Exactly. They can avoid more just by getting the Puri than avoiding the damage from you.
Yeah.
Giving them the shield.
They're still going to be hit after you Puri them, so you still defend them a little bit.
But just not...
Yeah. Overall, you save them more often when you use it as a Puri.
I think so too, yeah. Mobility is a far better defense.
Yeah, than just...
taking it on the shin.
That's right, yeah. Because it'll just get destroyed.
What else? Yeah, not much. I tried to take my cat out for a walk, but he's still been kind of weird since the last time we took him out, and he scratched me up from seeing that cat.
Oh yeah,
it was from last year, I think.
He really doesn't fucking like cats.
No, he doesn't. So yeah, that didn't work out, but he's been chill. We've been hanging out at home a lot.
Good job, kitty cat.
Yeah, not much. It's still the land of COVID.
The land of COVID.
So haven't been doing much. Still eating out here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Not much. Pretty boring. Trying to get my shit together, but very slowly.
Well, hopefully you'll get your computer soon.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really liked your other podcast idea.
The show idea,
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna put it in the works probably in the next week or two.
And I'll try to see what I can set up for us.
For like a stream.
Yeah, like just a layout or something. I mean, I'm not very good at it, but I'll see if I can.
Yeah.
I have some some default stuff that I can use, and maybe I can make something out of it.
Just do the piece of paper, like the page in the middle.
Yeah.
Just put a bar of our faces on each side.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking that. I was thinking of, like, various ways. So, like, if we put I don't want to do a whole bar because that's, like, long.
Yeah.
But, like, a square. But then something has to go underneath us. Like, it can't just be dead.
There just be a background of some kind, like.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. The other option was that we were both on the same side, and that means that the page itself can be the rest of the screen.
Yeah.
Which you get more of the page in that case, but then it's not like it's not what's the word I'm trying to look for? Symmetrical. Thank you. Yeah. So whatever, I'll play around and just see what I can.
Yeah.
What I like.
I don't think we need anything too fancy.
No.
Same thing with the podcast. It's just like keep it simple until it requires to be upgraded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty. Oh yeah, I was gonna buy a bike this week.
Another
bicycle.
Bicycle.
Yeah, because the other two got stolen, so I'm done with that until I get a garage of some kind. I want to be able to bring my bike upstairs. But
can't you just leave it in the foyer?
My other bikes? No, they were way too big.
You can't just drag them in?
They're basically motorcycles.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't that big, but yeah.
Like a scooter, like a large
They wouldn't
scooter.
fit through the door, you think?
They could. Mm-hmm. It would probably not be okay to leave my bike in the middle of the lobby.
Oh, okay. All right.
Where am I going to put it?
I don't know. Just leave it to the side there. It's not really in anyone's way, is it?
I mean, except for the seating area that's there.
Nobody cares about that.
Doors to people's apartments.
Nobody cares. They can just stay inside. It's COVID time.
Or the mailbox or anything like that.
Okay, fine. I see what you're saying.
That's why outside or out back was the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then I asked my dad, who used to be a bike courier, where I should go to buy a bike. And he told me a place, but apparently they got shut down.
Oh.
Because probably COVID.
Which place?
It was Canby Cycle.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to...
Canby Cycles, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But they're on like Canby and 16th or 18th or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 18th. And yeah, apparently I looked. I was going to go after work on Thursday or Friday, and it was like permanently closed. Sucks.
I forgot the fuck. There was this one bicycle place. I forgot what it is, and they have like 4 locations around. Like 3 in Vancouver and 1 in Port Coquitlam. And I forgot what it's called, but they take like used bikes and they fix them up.
Oh, Sport Junkies?
No, that's not what it's called.
Because we do that sounds like what they do.
Okay.
A little bit. It's like not always, but they do like refurbished bikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been thinking about like, especially on like Thursday, it was hot and I was on a bus and the bus was just slightly too full and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like too many years of going home at 5 o'clock, hot and sweaty during the summer, cramped on the 99, and now with COVID.
I'm surprised that the buses don't have better AC nowadays.
Well, they do, but people never fucking listen. You're supposed to leave the windows closed.
Yeah, you're supposed to close the windows.
It's hot. I got to open the window.
Oh my god, no! But then the cold air escapes.
Don't you understand how AC works? You have to have a encapsulated environment to control the air to condition the air.
Yeah.
Like it's...
Otherwise it just leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to fill that and it keeps getting pushed out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see that on SkyTrain all the time and I just don't have the patience to go around and like passive aggressively close all the windows on people. I'm like, I don't care. I can stand it for now. But like the only time I can see it being reasonable is when it's like the SkyTrain because it moves fast enough to catch wind.
Yes.
Most of the time. Maybe the 99. But when it's really cramped and really hot, then the AC can't keep up with that many bodies.
No, in that case, I suppose you might be right.
But I'm talking about most of the time, like especially nowadays, the bus is not that full. Like there's not even people standing, and there's empty seats all over the place. So it's not required that you need to open every single window on a SkyTrain.
Well, some people disagree with you. They want that immediate, slight cold air feeling. From the bus moving against the air outside.
I mean, whatever. I don't have the patience to deal with it, so I'm not going to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, trying to get my shit together. Oh yeah, I also, as another side note of things I was trying to do, as you can see, Ken, I went to go try buying multivitamins, and I tried to buy gummies because my swallowing shit. I didn't read the label properly. I thought it was 50 pieces.
Yeah,
it's adult 50 plus.
Whatever. Same thing.
I'm going to go return these.
Oh, you haven't opened it yet?
No, I haven't opened it. I was about to. I was literally like, I opened the cap and I was like thinking about opening it and
then you
using
saw it.
And then I saw there's like that extra seal and I was like, for some reason, something's telling me not to fuck with it. And then I was reading it some more to get all the information because, like, don't take 20 of these in a day.
I think
Like,
this shit's just like expensive urine. Just get fucking omega-3s or something, like chewable omega-3s.
Why? I want vitamin D.
Okay, that's even cheap.
Omega-3. What the fuck? I didn't ask for omega-3. I want vitamin D.
Then get vitamin D.
I mean,
What the fuck is a multivitamin for?
I did. It has vitamin D in it.
Yeah, but it probably has less than just a regular vitamin D tablet.
I checked another one that was like a Canadian drug brand or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a just vitamin D and has the exact same amount of vitamin D as these ones. I mean, and these ones also have A and a bunch of other shit.
Yeah. I mean, when I go buy like all these supplement things, I never buy the store branded ones. Just when I look at all the ingredients and stuff, like any store branded ones always seem like garbage.
Oh, wow. What do you mean, like that particular store, or do you mean like what I bought, where it's like name brand?
No, yeah. I mean, not this name brand one. Like this is name branded, but I mean like Superstore has their version of shit, and Walmart has theirs.
Okay, yeah.
Shoppers has theirs.
I never usually buy that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it sounds like that's the vitamin D that you compared it to. You said Canadian something.
No, but this one said specifically that it was like approved by like the Canadian government type deal, and has like I don't know what you call like top ethics. Like they've never had a problem.
Okay. Like yeah, they see there's nothing wrong with it.
I know, but there's like something specific where it's like the next level. It's like one's approved for like use, right, and then another one's like, and you've never been a dick. These guys, the one that I was reading was like, they've never been a dick, and they're approved to sell.
Well, I mean, that second part doesn't really matter.
Well, it shows that they have a track record to me of not fucking around. But then I don't know a lot about multivitamins and stuff like that. I just know that I probably don't get enough vitamin D.
Yeah, I mean, same with me, probably.
I've been thinking about that lately, where I'm like, I probably should just take supplements.
Okay.
Because I like eating the foods I like eating, and I don't feel like becoming a biologist and like looking what foods specifically give me certain vitamins that I'm maybe missing. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just get a vitamin.
Okay.
Live in 21st century.
There we go.
But yeah, that's just my little escapade of trying to fix some shit. Small things, like I said.
I'm proud of you, Shane.
Thank you. Maybe I'll die a little less soon.
There we go.
What about you? I know you're streaming. You're streaming yesterday.
Well, I streamed yesterday, which apparently shot the bed 3 times because of fucking Crucible.
Was it because of Crucible?
Yeah, it was every time I ended up joining a game in Crucible, it shot the bed.
Oh, lame.
So something happens when it joins the game. Yeah.
Weird.
So then I was just like, all right, let's just play some natural selection too.
I didn't even notice that you changed, dude, because I just saw the lobby of Crucible. And then when I jumped in a couple times afterwards, you were just shooting things, and I'm like, "Oh, this is Crucible."
Oh no, yeah. And then I switched games,
and then you kept talking about it, and I'm like, "This sounds like that other game you was talking about, where like one team's the aliens."
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
and like you set up traps and stuff like that. I'm like, "That's weird. The Crucible is exactly like that."
No. Fuck, I wish. I would love a more updated version of Natural Selection too.
Because before, when you were talking about Crucible to someone else that was watching, you were talking about how you played like the first 2. And I was like, okay. And then, again, it's all this mixed information that all together sounds like...
It's like a mess.
It's like Natural Selection, but renamed Crucible, basically.
You know what? What's funny, Crucible, what's funny about them, because I haven't played in like since it was released.
Yeah.
They had their game mode that they were pushing kind of hard, like their main game mode, which was 4 teams of 2.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be like fucking I forgot what the genre is called, but like Fortnite. I forgot. The Battle Royale. Yeah. So it's like a Battle Royale. You all like each team starts at a different part of this map, and you all fucking go at it.
Okay.
But apparently nobody liked that game mode, like me included. I thought that game mode was garbage.
Okay.
My favorite game mode was the 4v4 game mode.
Okay.
Which is objective based, where you have to go capture the hearts and shit.
Siege.
Yeah. And apparently so many people prefer that one that's now the new main game mode that Crucible is doing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Crucible, so is it like Overwatch where you have special abilities of unique people?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're not as like game breaking as in Overwatch, or they don't change things as much as like in Overwatch.
They're more like passive abilities.
Yeah, well, not passive. They're active, but they don't do a whole lot. Like you're still gonna need to know how to shoot. You're still gonna need to know how to dodge enemies. I don't know, weapons and shit.
All right.
Yeah, they don't do as much damage as like in Overwatch, and they don't defend you as much like in Overwatch.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's more gunplay based with a little bit of tweaks.
Yeah, that's kind of a good way to put it.
Okay.
But anyways, it was fucking up, so I started playing Natural Selection too, which still has a good place in my heart because there's nothing else out there like it. Like literally, I can't think of a single game that's similar to Natural Selection 2.
What about my game that I put forward a couple weeks ago?
Which one was that?
Tiananmen Square Battle.
Okay, all right. I can't even remember what you said about that.
Well, it was an asymmetrical, like, team deathmatch.
What, one guy versus a bunch of tanks?
No. It's a bunch of protesters.
I don't remember this at all.
Okay, so one team plays as the Chinese Communist government.
Okay, all right.
And they get tanks,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got to, like, kill the protesters, but they can't shoot them directly, and they've got to destroy their morale by, like, you know, running over, like, I don't know, things that the protesters set up, like barricades and shit, and, like, shoot buildings, right? But then the protesters have to, like, increase their martyrdom by throwing themselves in front of tanks.
This just sounds like a city builder game, but like the other way around, where the city's already established.
You play as the infantry. You play as the ground troops.
How are you going to destroy morale for like another team where they're being played as humans, where they just have to give up or something?
It's a numbers game.
Okay,
you know?
all right.
It's an asymmetrical thing, but it's objective based. But it just basically it just equates to numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right, I can see that.
But it's not like I said, it's asymmetrical. One team gets tanks, and the one team doesn't get anything.
They get posters and
barricades, and the ability to throw themselves in front of tanks.
Mm-hmm. The more like, or I should say, the less aggressively the government can kill the citizens, where it looks like it's just like an accident or something. Yeah. The more the government, that's how the government wins. But if the government just starts like steamrolling over the protesters, well, then the protesters win because it'll just build morale for them.
They have to actually avoid the protesters. If the protesters like jump in front of the tank, and they go, no, wait, and turn and go in a different direction.
So that sounds fucking hilarious.
So you gotta like corral the tanks into a corridor and make sure that they can't back up, and then put protesters on either side. And if they don't move, then it's like they're not going to get points, right?
Yeah, so they have to do something.
So they got to take somebody out. See? It's natural selection.
There we go. Good choice of words.
It's Tiananmen Square Battle.
Okay,
and then, like, by the end, when you get the match results, it just gets redacted, and the Chinese government just makes up whatever bullshit.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's hilarious, yeah. I mean, okay. Yeah, fine. That's slightly similar because asymmetrical warfare.
Obviously, I haven't programmed it, but it's out there.
It's out. I'm sure somebody will make it.
One of the ideas that you are more than welcome to steal if you'd like to.
Well, in Natural Selection 2, there's still also the part where it's two different game genres in one.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Because there's the commander who's the RTS. Yeah.
Well, by the way, what made you decide to start streaming again? Because you were pretty much done.
I just wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been wanting to for a while, but just because I'm a lazy fuck, I haven't been doing I had this bad habit for a couple months where I'd like get home from work and sleep for like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
Yeah, this week I've forced myself to not do it.
It's good.
So the last day, which was Thursday or Friday I think it was, before coming here.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little bit more exhausted, but I'm just like, I'll just go stream something so that I can get my mind off of wanting to sleep.
Yeah.
And that helped.
You didn't seem tired. So.
Yeah, so it definitely helped me out. So.
Did you get many people? I know Halfland was watching, but.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. I think it was just YouTube pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also have a new stream layout set up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's really cool.
I like how you, yeah, cause I saw that. I was like, I like how you made the effort to remove Fidel Castro 420. All of you put the categories are all latest. It's not top anymore.
No, that wasn't me doing it. That was part of like the default layout, which I haven't like changed a whole lot yet.
It's very convenient to get Fidel Castro 420.
I'll have a Max in there. I don't fucking care. Yeah. You think I care about having the name Fidel Castro 420? No, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
He's your favorite, right?
Yes.
He's your hero?
Fuck
dad?
Fidel Castro. Trudeau's dad.
That's right. He is Trudeau's dad.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, things are going okay. My dog's been a little bit more aggressive this week, and I don't really know why. He's just been like kind of angry at especially like when it's nighttime and he's tired. He'll be in his little cage thing, and I'll try to pet him, and he'll be like, "Stay the fuck away from me! I'm gonna bite your finger off."
That's weird.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is. Just something about this week. And I briefly mentioned it, but I've tried letting him sleep outside of his cage because he's like 6 months old now. So I'm like, okay, maybe his like teething habits have gone past a little bit. Bad mistake. He destroyed my favorite pillow, which was on my living room.
Smooth.
Yeah, it was on my couch. I forgot that he's able to jump on the couches now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he just jumps on them and then jumps on my table and fucking gets everywhere. Stupid dog.
You should have kept your pillow safe.
I should have kept my pillow safe. I can still rest on it. Just one side is destroyed.
Yeah, so you just put that side down.
Yeah, I put that side down. Yeah.
That sucks. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this week's going pretty good so far. Hopefully, I'll continue the streaming thing. And
yeah, it'll be good for you to get back onto it.
Yeah.
Something to do.
And so yeah, nothing else is going on this week. I have some news things that I want to talk about.
Sure, if you just want to jump into that.
Yeah, I do. I like doing that. Although I forgot what. Lego is removing everything. Or sorry, they're removing all of Lego City stuff.
Why? Wait, the physical stuff or the games?
No, the physical stuff.
Why?
Possibly the games at some point too. Just because it's police themed. Lego City is a lot of police themed stuff. Like, it's not the only thing, but it's heavily police themed.
So there's some the whole line, not just the police sets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or actually, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it is just the Lego City police sets. I did put Lego City police sets in here. Now I do think there's another reason why, and it's because it's how do I say this? Because they'd have to depict the criminals as a skin color, and if they choose black or white, it's racist.
Well, yellow is with the skin color of Lego.
Yellow means white,
I suppose.
Yeah. So, like, if they choose a black character, if they put in somebody black as the criminal, then that's obviously gonna stir up controversy.
Yeah.
But if they put somebody who's white, then it's also just like, what, black people are perfect? Like, what do you think? Like, either way,
well, it's like the song that I wanted to do last week.
What's that?
That just black people are generally better.
Oh, yes, that's right, yes.
And they can't do anything wrong. That's basically the mentality.
A lot of people seem to really think like that now.
Wow.
But whatever, I don't fucking care about that. So yeah, Lego wants me to pull all the Lego City set. Lego City. I said I wrote down pulling. I didn't read the fucking thing in great detail.
Great investigative work, Ken.
Yep.
Didn't read the article.
Nope.
Aren't you doing exactly what we were trying to prove the point of which one's fake news by only putting the headline?
Well, I'm not creating news here. I'm just reading.
I just want to talk about it without actually being informed whatsoever.
I'm not a fucking journalist, Shay.
Right.
Okay.
You do realize that details matter, and will change my opinion between they are taking the Lego Cities line away and they're thinking about it.
It doesn't fucking matter. Okay.
That's a huge difference.
The important part is that it's either happening or will happen.
I'm thinking about fucking a pig. I am fucking a pig.
Both are horrendous.
I don't know. One seems a lot worse.
Yeah, the thinking.
Yeah. The not following through.
Yeah. Because if you follow through, then you get some respect for following through. If it's just the thinking, you don't even have that.
A lot of not serial killers to kill then.
Yes, that's true. Oregon County says only white people need to wear face masks.
Okay.
So yeah, this was kind of funny. They said so they have this law stating that everyone there has to wear face masks, but people of color are exempt from it because they could be seen as criminals. Like the public might view them as criminals and thus attack them for it.
And who's putting this forward?
The government of Oregon County.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just thought that was fucking hilarious because this is one of those things that in my mind that you just didn't put that much thought through. Like, first of all, that means you don't fucking care about the virus. Like, you're putting people's feelings above the virus, like over people's lives.
Yeah, that's one part.
Yeah, because if they're enforcing it for a certain demographic of people, that means they acknowledge that the virus is dangerous.
Yeah.
But if they don't do it for everyone, then they're acknowledging that the virus's danger is minimal. Yeah. So it's like this weird conflict of not conflict of interest, but it's this weird conflict thing that's going on.
Conflict of ideas, maybe.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sure some SJW is probably going to have pointed this out already, but it also is targeting black people to be more likely to be infected and die from it.
Yes. Well,
because of a moral high ground idea.
See, now what I'm thinking is going if this happens to a great deal, That's just the one place. But if this happened, like if this idea spreads further, then there's going to, in the future, in a couple of years from now, probably be this idea that like black people cause sickness because they're the ones that are not wearing the masks, right?
Maybe.
So then there's going to be this like thinking that they're the ones spreading the virus.
I don't know. We're so connected now with like information. I feel like that'll be unlikely to be misinterpreted in a couple of years.
I think it would. No, it's super easy to misinterpret the data, dude. People are still spreading around the black, like they're 13% of the population and commit 50% of the crime. Even though, like, while that's true, there are like reasons for it that is not that black people are just more criminally intent. Yeah. So like, if that can still be going on, like I 100% guarantee you there's gonna be this like dumb idea out there from stupid people that, and there's a lot of stupid people. Okay, South Park showed us 25% of people are retarded. Okay, there's gonna be 25% of people that's gonna be like, black people spread the virus.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. A couple years seems a little too close. I feel like you have to wait at least like 10 to 15 years for some time to pass, things to settle down, and then people to look back and be like, all these black people weren't wearing masks, and all this virus got spread.
Fuck,
what's the deal with black people?
I was hoping in 10 years that they would look at the data and be more sensible about it.
Well, I'm looking in your horror future where people are stupid as fuck.
25% of people are retarded.
But I mean, at that same point, like, that's only 25%. And how many people of those 25% are actually going to, like, you know, it's going to be important enough for them to be taken up as a cause?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, how many people are there's going to be a group of people who believe that, and then a group of people within that group that actually act on it.
Okay, I mean, fair enough, but I think it's more like you're going to have retarded people use this as more evidence to be racist.
Dude, the people that were looking for evidence to be racist, like the KKK, will fucking do anything.
They'll find it regardless.
They'll find literally anything. They'll make up things. You know what I mean? There was a guy that was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think his name is Daryl Davis.
Oh yeah, Daryl Davis is dope as fuck.
Yeah. Some dude talked to him and said, I didn't think that a black person could play the guitar as good as a white person. And it's like, they have fingers, bud. Like, they can learn to play an instrument. Oh, no, sorry, it's not the guitar. It's the piano.
Oh, my God.
But, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's more racist, because, like, the piano has this, like, classical vibe to it.
I don't really see the instrument being the racist part of it.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, that's so ill-informed to such a degree. It's like, they're still, like, I understand that they see them not as human beings on the same level as themselves, but at the same thing, to think that someone isn't capable of learning something, it's like, that seems
really
unrealistic to be like, oh,
they really didn't think about it.
Yeah, they couldn't play music. It's like, what does it take to play music? The ability to use your ears and your hands.
Can Daryl Davis play the piano?
Really good.
Really?
Like, really
I did not
good.
know that was a thing he could do.
Unless I've got the wrong person in mind, but if it's this guy that I'm thinking of, he can play the piano really well.
The guy who's like converted over 100 KKK people.
He plays the piano really good. Like,
I did not know that he could do that. Interesting.
That's his main thing. He's a musician.
Really?
Yeah, he's actually that's his.
I just know him as like somebody I've been following for like not in great detail, but like I've known about him for years, and
really?
I've respected the fact that like he can convert racists through like peaceful discussion.
Did you watch his Joe Rogan thing like 6 months ago?
I didn't watch it all. I knew that it happened, but I had not gone through it.
His stories are awesome. Like,
yeah. He
was saying there, and he brought them to the podcast. The Klans members that he converted gave him the like hood and cloak.
Okay, all right.
And like the badges and stuff like that, as the like I'm handing in my badge kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it to the guy who like enlightened me.
Yeah.
And he brought it to Joe Rogan's podcast and be like, "This is a Grand Wizard's robe."
A Grand Wizard? Holy shit!
I can't remember exactly, but the guy was pretty high up.
Yeah.
He was pretty high up there. I can't remember all the stupid terminology. They have Grand Dragon and shit like that.
Yeah, and so like I often tell people that like you can just try to shame someone into changing their beliefs, but all you're gonna do is make them hate you even. You're gonna give them more reason. Yeah, you're gonna make them just hate black people even more if you just try to shame them. Like just fucking talk to them and hear them out. But like everyone has this ridiculous idea that if you talk to them, then that in itself like is letting them spread their ideas
or giving someone a platform.
Yeah,
I use this example. Well, I try to use the example, but not many people that I talk to openly disagree with me about that thing. Where it's like, don't give KKK members and racist people platforms or anything like that. It's like, listen, Oprah in the 90s had 3 white supremacist kids on her fucking show for national TV
Oh, I
that
didn't know
literally
this.
called her a monkey.
Really?
And within 5 to 10 years, they came back as adults, like real adults, not just like 20-year-olds, and were like normal people and were humbled and wanted to apologize to her on national TV about how wrong they were about their opinions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Holy shit, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube, or I'm sure it's on YouTube, but like you can probably look it up and find it. But if that happened, and in the 90s, imagine what you could do now.
Yeah.
With like the connectivity that people have and whatnot.
Yes.
So I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like most times, people aren't going to react positively to negativity and shaming.
Yeah, you're just gonna make them hate even more
and retreat into groups that just acknowledge their point of view and agree with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like let's say you make somebody lose their job, like.
They're
So what you didn't?
They're gonna be on fire, dude. That's the type of person that's gonna go and burn your house down.
Yeah,
people don't just.
You didn't really. Oh, you like good for you. You made yourself feel better. Here's a little clap. You just increased the amount of hate towards black people in the world. Congratulations. Yeah, you make things worse for everyone else, but you make yourself feel better. Here's a little clap.
And all you did was like make one dude lose his job.
Yeah,
it's like So
that's why Daryl Davis is like a hero.
Oh,
of mine.
He's god tier on levels of like actual good people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you are interested, you should watch that podcast. I'm sure you've heard some of his stories already, but just hearing it, and even if you don't listen to the podcast, go on YouTube and find some of his sets. His hands are like flying all over the place and stuff like that.
Wow.
He makes great music.
I really like that he can. I love that KKK members will be like super angry towards him, and he just like does not care. He's a super chill.
Like his life's been in danger from meeting these people. And how serious it is. And he's like, I remember him telling a story about how he was in a hotel room talking to this guy that he ended up converting by the end. But it was one of like the very first time he met him, and this guy's like a very high level, not like the highest level, but pretty high level for like that state.
Yeah.
And as they were talking and they were having a good time, and it was like, it was cordial. And it was like the beginning, like first half an hour, a sound happened, and it sounded like what he describes. It sounds like, clattering or something falling or like a gun cocking, and everyone gets like freezes up and is like, "Oh my god, what the fuck's about to happen?" Because they might have the KKK members might have like people outside that are waiting, to like just shoot him up. Did he say
what that sound was then?
It was a can of pop.
Oh my god!
In a bucket of ice because the ice melted. And after they figured out what it was, they had a good laugh and became like friends.
Oh my god!
Like, well, not friends on the spot. It wasn't like a happy-go-lucky shake hands on when you're converted. It was like the breaking of the tension.
Yeah.
That led to them having an even easier conversation.
Yeah, it's just like once that moment's released, it's just like, that feeling of
tension.
Yeah, the tension just being gone. Yeah. I don't know if there's a word for that, but like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if you lose it so suddenly, it makes you feel so like happy or crying.
You realize that neither person was like the guilty party.
Yeah.
Like, whatever your reservations may have been, you were wrong, and it was nothing, and now like that's not on the table because you were expecting it and it didn't happen.
Yeah, fuck man, this guy's dope as fuck.
Oh yeah, he's cool as fuck. Same thing with there was a guy that my friend who doesn't normally listen to Joe Rogan listened to God damn, what was his name? He's like a doctor. He's been on TV. God damn, I forget what his name is.
Jordan Peterson.
No, not Jordan Peterson. This guy's got glasses and crazy hair.
Glasses and crazy hair. Fuck.
Well,
Are you thinking of like some kind of anime protagonist or something?
No, I mean, he is black, so they do like to make them like goofy looking when it comes to the like bushy hair and stuff. God damn, I forgot his name.
Okay, so what did he do?
He's just like an activist type dude, but he's really down to earth. He's not like the modern day, like, I don't want to say black supremacist, but that kind of like aggressive mentality. He's not like that. He's like more of the Daryl Davis, like, meet you halfway and like give you good ideas that change your opinion.
It's not even meeting about halfway. It's like it's about let's just have this open discussion.
Well, that's how I see it because like. You'd think that, such an aggressive attack on black people, they would be like, well, most of them don't, would be avoiding situations with meeting with KKK. Like, how many times do you, like, I'm trying to find a good example, but like, how many times do you go in and introduce yourself to like God damn it, I can't remember what they're called, but like the really hardcore Muslims.
Oh God, almost never.
Exactly, right?
Yeah,
like
I can't stand them.
exactly. But
Yeah.
now, what if you did?
What if
you
I
wanted
did?
to convert them? What if you wanted to be the Daryl Davis, but for Muslims, like hardcore Muslims, and be like, listen, pork is delicious, bacon's delicious. That's one thing, though.
Yeah.
But you're definitely not getting 72 virgins. Also, how did those 72 virgins get there? So just for you, how many more people have died for Allah? And how come there's not like think about how many people there are?
Well, I think he just creates them. It's not like 72 that were on Earth previously. It's like some new 72 virgins that, like, despite being born just as you get to heaven, are 18 years old.
Yeah, that seems. You know, I'm not part of the Muslim faith, but there seems like there are some. Well, maybe not for them. Moral quandaries. You know what I mean? Like, how do these people become 18-year-olds? Are these like babies that died and he just raises them to 18?
That's exactly what it is.
Is it like
he
heaven?
gets all the aborted babies.
It's like heaven where it's like even if you die when you're old, you just get reduced down to like
18.
Well, not
yeah,
18,
you get into
like
your prime.
20, your prime.
Yeah,
like adult self.
That's what it is.
30, 35 maybe.
there's enough of them that are virgins.
Apparently. And do they stay virgins? Like,
oh no,
I've never heard anyone talk about that for the Muslim faith. It's like, well,
once they disappear.
Once you get there, do you bang them?
Of course.
Okay, so then are they still virgins?
No, yeah. Well, I think once you have sex with them, they disappear. No, I'm joking. I have no fucking clue.
I'm just saying, what are the
I think you're putting more thought into it than any Muslim has.
I'm just saying, right? But yeah, you wouldn't do that for people like that. But so for Daryl Davis to do something like that is bold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like his life is in danger there.
Yeah.
Also goes to show you how many KKK people are pretty harmless, actually.
Yeah, and again, are just born into that lifestyle, right?
Yeah, where they don't know any better.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, if you grew up drinking chocolate milk, but that's what milk was for you, when someone hands you a normal glass of milk, you'd be like, what the fuck is this white shit?
Was this white chocolate milk?
Yeah, white chocolate milk. It doesn't taste like white chocolate. No, it's just milk, right? You don't know better. And that's not to say that ignorance is a free pass on racism, but it's like, that is a part of it, of like, you get raised a certain way, told certain things about certain people, and what's there except for experience.
We should just stop shaming ignorance. That's the problem.
That's true.
Like, just because somebody doesn't know something doesn't mean that that like they're racist or something. It just means that they were just taught incorrectly.
If you give them the choice, though, and they continue to be racist, then I guess that would be the validation for that.
But then nobody ever gives them the choice. They always just try to shut down the conversation.
Yeah. And then the people that don't allow them to even be exposed to that reinforce that bad behavior.
They just go back to their fucking community and just being like, hey guys, they just tried to shut me down because they know I'm right.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't say that.
No, I think they would.
They would say that because I'm white.
I mean, they might. I think they would do both.
That's the common thing, though. Everything is about race.
Yeah.
So it's like they didn't shut them down because they're right. They're already right, Ken. They're white.
No.
Shut them down because they're white.
No. Okay.
I'm saying from the racist perspective.
I get that, but I think that they would say because everyone knows we're white, but they're afraid of not white, right? But they're afraid of it.
I'm saying from their perspective, it's not a question of them being right.
No, it is a question of if everyone else knows that they're right.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that they're talking about themselves, not from other people's perspective, but from their own.
Okay, fine, whatever.
That's just me.
It doesn't matter. One way or the other, it's reinforcing a negative negative thought.
Yeah, I think so.
We are not here about negative thoughts. We only want thoughts to show their titties, okay?
Yeah. We want nice thoughts.
Yes.
Hot thoughts.
Hot thoughts. That's what this world needs, just more thoughts to bring people together.
Thoughts bring, wow. Except for incels.
I mean, yeah.
Thoughts push away incels.
I don't know. Incels, the whole incels and thoughts kind of confuses me because incels. So if we're talking about like the woman-hating incels, not just like virgins, which one are we talking about here?
There are tiers of incels, but I mean, if you're involuntary celibate and you identify as that, I think you're an incel. Okay,
because like some people have a different definition. Like if you ask some women, they'll define incel as like as a guy who doesn't get sex regularly, but who also hates women. It's like, it's more about the hating women.
No, I feel like if you get pussy, then you're just a misogynist.
Yeah, but like,
at that point.
That's not how like the world seems to view it. Because like, I was thinking the same thing as you for a while, but then after talking to some people about it, like they don't view it that way. Like they view it as just like basically a misogynist. It's like
really?
Almost like another way as a misogynist, but who just doesn't get sex regularly.
Misogynists are extroverts, if you want to like
I mean, maybe
box
some.
it in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying generally, right?
Yeah.
Misogynistic tendencies tend to have boldness and like extrovert mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Incels, introverts.
Okay.
It's in on themselves.
But they both hate women.
But they both hate women. That's
Yeah.
the common denominator with them.
But
a
I mean,
misogynist will go out of their way to be aggressive in order to demean women and get pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas an incel will make excuses for why they don't get pussy.
But like but the thing, like I said, there's also that extra added little bit. Like an incel, technically, we're just going technically here, just means involuntarily celibate. Like the hating women part is not technically part of it.
That's the reaction from years of not getting pussy.
No, I get that, but you're gonna have a certain section of incels who have not gotten pussy but don't hate women.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah, but so society in general, from what I can gather, would not consider those people incels.
So if you don't get pussy and you don't hate women, you're not an incel.
That's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
I don't know
if have a derogatory term to it, notion to it. So I would assume that it's used specifically for the people who are pieces of shit to women. Yeah.
Now, like I was. Like I said, I was a little bit confused on that terminology. I'm just going with what society says at this point because I don't care one way or the other.
Go with what you feel in your heart.
What I feel in my heart is more like the autism version of the definition, which is that it's just people who are involuntarily celibate. It's not the woman hating part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, yeah, that's kind of how I see it too. But generally, the incels that you hear about are the ones that are like raging the fuck out about not getting pussy.
Yeah. But like I said, most people consider like if you haven't gotten pussy but you don't hate women, then you're not an incel.
What if you don't get that much pussy, you hire prostitutes, but you're still pissed off that you can't get pussy without paying for it?
I mean,
is that an incel?
I don't know, because like there's no difference between hiring a prostitute and having a girlfriend. You're spending money either way. It's like the same thing.
If an incel gets boned in the forest and no one's there to witness it, is he still an incel?
I don't even know how that's possible, considering there would have to be somebody else there to witness it. Unless he's just jerking off.
No, it has to be actual intercourse of some kind.
A pocket pussy? Fuck.
No, wow.
Like a human? Like what if it's a robot?
I don't think it counts if it's a fleshlight. It has to be a person.
It has to be a person.
I'm pretty sure even incels would say that a fleshlight doesn't remove you from being an incel.
Okay, I should hope so. I don't know what they would say. Anyways, I forgot how we even got to the topic of incels. We were discussing something, and then we were asking
at the very beginning. It was the news article that you brought up about the Oregon face mask.
Well, you asked me a question about incels, and then we just went through the discussion of the definition. Yeah, but I forgot what that question of yours was.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's gone. What else do we have? Let's see. San Marino officer. Okay, officers being poisoned.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't true. That was just them being paranoid.
That's what they said. We still don't really know.
Well, the Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Was it Shake Shack though?
I think it was a Shake Shack. Yeah.
They said that the machine had been cleaned recently.
Yeah.
Which is why it tasted like clean product. Yeah.
But then there's other incidents that don't really help. Like there was the.
Oh, okay. So I remember that guy's name, Dr. Cornell West.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name, but I should look into that too. Then.
Sorry.
What else do we have? So some officers found razor in their food, and then like another set of officers found glass in their pizza.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now, like, I'm assuming that this could also be something that happens accidentally, semi-regularly to the public in general. But now that like there's so much focus on policemen, that when this stuff occurs, there's a closer eye to it.
I mean, perhaps, but it does seem to be happening quite a bit more now. Now I'm not saying anything in particular. I'm just saying it happening a little bit more. Like, I've ordered a lot of food out in my day, and only once
the
staple that was in my Chinese food. And I still can't explain how it was in the food. Like, it makes no sense. Like, the best example, in favor of the restaurant is that it was the bag and
That I
then,
was
like
about to
attached
say
to
it's
my
probably-
shirt, and then it
yeah.
fell off when I sat down.
Mhm.
But it's really odd that it was like in my kung
It's
pao
just a
chicken.
series of unfortunate events, Shane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? But that's once out of
Mhm.
like 10, 20 years
Yeah.
of me ordering food.
Mhm.
But so for this to happen, like, you just named 3 cases, and the
Yeah.
protests have been happening for a month.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like that people are just generally, doing stuff to people's food that they know are cops.
Yep.
But
I mean, it's possible. The possibility is
I
there.
also think there is the flip side where cops are being more paranoid.
Well, did you see that Officer Karen at the drive-thru?
Yeah, that was like upset because she didn't get her hash brown.
No. We must be talking about two different things then. I think she ordered a coffee or a drink of some kind of drink, and she couldn't see them like put the liquid into the cup.
Yeah.
And so she thought that there was a chance they could be like spiking her drink with something.
Okay.
So she flipped out at them.
Oh no, yeah, it's a different one. This one was she was going through the drive-through, and they gave her drink only, but they told her to like pull over to the side of the drive-through thing.
Yeah.
And they just made her wait for like 10, 20 minutes for like basically hash browns in the morning, and she was having like a sort of mental breakdown because she thought she was getting like the runaround.
Oh,
because
she was an
officer.
Yeah. Did they explain? How do they spend 10, 20 minutes making a fucking hash brown?
I don't know, man. Sometimes McDonald's, they just do that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, every once in a while that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know what the situation before that was. Maybe the guy before them was like me and likes McDonald's hash browns. Like, give me 20.
Yeah, I'll just order all the fucking hash browns.
Go dig in the freezer to go get it because they expect it to be good for the next half an hour.
Yeah, fair enough there. So, yeah.
Who knows? I've had those moments too, even not in situations like that, where it's like, you let your thoughts get away from you and you start making up bullshit. I just tell myself to chill out. Like I go through the motions of having the thoughts and be paranoid, and then I just kind of just go about my day and let the paranoia just pass. And generally, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I feel like the current situation makes it more difficult for her to have done that. But also, like, chill out, it's hash browns.
It's just fucking hash browns.
Just relax.
She's a cop, too.
Yeah.
It's worse when a cop does something like that. It's just like,
in this particular time, yeah.
Well, I mean, in general, like, we expect you to keep your fucking cool.
Yeah, and that's what, where I read the news article, watched the news article, was saying. It was like, if this person's having a mental breakdown because of hash browns in a McDonald's drive-thru, they should not be on the street.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
And I agree with that. Like, if you aren't mentally stable to do that, then... like, because of the current situation. I know the cops are hard up right now, but just take the time off. Quit if you have to. Because if you can't handle it, then you shouldn't, because that's the type of person that's going to pull out a gun, reactionary,
just fucking shoot somebody over some hash browns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She thinks some black dude has her hash browns.
Yeah,
he's a hash brown. Shoot him.
$20 fucking forged bill.
Yeah.
Selling single cigarettes. I mean, these are small infractions. What's stealing a hash brown from a police officer?
So yeah, I don't know. Cops are getting paranoid. I can't.
I mean, rightfully so, a little bit, but also it does seem.
Well, everyone's fucking attacking them.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it does seem kind of like consistent.
Did you see people in Seattle blame Trump over the recent shootings?
No.
Well, they've had
What's the reasoning for that?
So they've had some recent shootings in the Chaz zone, which I'm sure you've heard about.
Chaz Shop?
Chaz Shop, yes. Occupied protest? Is that what it's?
I have no idea what
I think it's Occupied protest.
Probably.
Capitol Hill Occupied protest. Anyways, so there's been some shootings, and the police can't really get in, because the protesters won't let them.
Yeah.
And because the police can't get in, the ambulance refuses to go in because it's not safe.
They wait for the police to secure the location before they go.
Yeah, and if the police can't do it, then the ambulance won't go in.
I'm telling you, this D&D cop party thing is working a lot better if like the cops, like one cop, like a liaison, rode with ambulance. Then you don't have to worry about the cops being on first scene.
Yeah, but that's still the ambulance arriving before the scene is secured. Like they might be able to do it at the same time.
Dude, I'm shot. I just want fucking the ambulance to come. I don't care if the police fucking put up green tape.
It's not about what the victim wants. It's about what the medics want.
Hey, protect and serve these nuts.
So now people are blaming Trump. They're saying it's his fault that the police couldn't get in, even though it's the protesters who wanted a lawless area. Yeah, the protesters who wanted a lawless area are mad that they're blaming Trump that the area is lawless.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that. Like, I didn't look super deep in this, but there's actually a video or article that I read from one of my leftist friends that was basically the complete opposite of that, where a dude was like attacked or something like that while in the zone.
Yeah.
And claims that he was helped by the people in the zone and the police didn't help him at all.
Oh, because that doesn't sound like a leftist story to me.
Well, no, he's basically, maybe I'm explaining it wrong, but basically the dude who was attacked is not praising the cops, but praising the people in the zone.
Oh, for helping
protecting him.
Oh, I
Whereas
see.
The cops
that's
who were
totally
actually there to do that job
didn't do shit.
Oh,
I see
but
what
they
you're
didn't
saying.
do shit because they're probably not allowed to go in there.
Well, maybe that story is true.
I mean, but again,
I can see it being true as long as the guy doesn't support Trump.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And I believe he was a black dude too, so he's far more credible than any white person.
Yeah. That's like the safest place for them to be now. Except
What,
I think
Chaz?
except I think all the shootings did happen to black people.
Yeah, well,
Maybe I'm wrong. And some people are saying that like they're just like trying to excuse it. They're like, oh, Seattle always has shootings. I'm just like, in the same fucking 6 square blocks.
yeah.
Fucking like, I can't remember, 4 to 6 shootings. I can't remember how many it was, but like, if it's in the same fucking 6 blocks there, like, no, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's not something that normally happens in Seattle.
Well, I mean, maybe, and I'm gonna say maybe one more time, maybe. For those 6 blocks, it's normal. But
Yeah,
somehow
I highly doubt it. Yeah,
Somehow I don't think so. Somehow I think that's a recent occurrence.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, a month or so.
Now, mind you, I said shooting, so it's not 6 deaths. It's just 6
but
people
still,
got shot.
Still crime,
Some people like
nonetheless.
will jump to that conclusion.
Yeah.
I feel like that distinction needs to be made.
I actually heard that they're thinking about shutting the Chaz zone down because they were saying like the mayor, I think, whatever, is like during the day it's like a hippie commune.
Yeah, it's like a summer of love.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they actually use that term, summer of love.
But then they're like, but at night we know that there's a completely different story where there's like crime, like rampant crime, rapes, and some murders and stuff like that. And they've I think, I'm not 100%, I didn't look into this, but I believe they said that they're going to start like not giving demands, but taking pieces of the Chaz away from them and slowly reducing their protest area to reassert control over the area.
Well, who would have thought that, like, if you take away all the police, that crime would go up? I didn't consider that would happen, Shane. I'm shocked. Yeah. Okay, I was all for the Chaz.
It's almost like most criminals are opportunists, and the police are like a inch-high wall that stops like 90% of crime.
Yes. Yeah. Just the police being a thing stops crime.
Yeah, stops like petty crime. Well, not a lot of it, because I obviously, as a person who had my bike stolen twice, know that it's not. But it reduces it much more than like people are not just climbing onto my balcony in the middle of the night because they know the police are around the corner, not going to pull shit like that. And like
if you want to take away the police, like the only people that would benefit from it, or I should say not get hurt from it, in my mind, are like wealthy people who can hire private security. Like, that's the only people who are going to be okay.
Yeah. The people who can afford to defend themselves.
Yeah, all the poor people, they're fucking done for, Shane. They're going to get so fucking screwed over.
It's going to be Mafia Town all over again, where it's going to be one family or gang or whatever is going to own an area, and it's going to be under their protection, and there's going to be an iron fist rule, and then from there, you have your fucking gangs of New York, people getting shot in the fucking street.
Yeah. And they don't need to fucking give a reason.
No.
They'll just fucking do it.
They are the authority.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, we talked about it before with the idea that getting rid of the police is stupid. That really needs to be better training, better watchdogs, and more, like, not more allocation of funds, but a better allocation of funds.
Yeah, better and more transparent with the funds.
I guess that goes along with it.
I mean, I'm still annoyed at that John Oliver, although I mentioned this last time too, talked about defunding the police like it was not actually defunding the police. Well, he described it like it was reforming the police, but so like he's just like, defunding the police does not actually mean taking the money away from the police. It means restructuring the system. I'm like, John Oliver, you fucking moron. That's not defunding the police. You're talking about reforming the police.
He's painting in the best light, I think.
Yeah, but in this case, he's being retarded.
The people on the ground are much more like authoritarian about it, where they're like, the police get $1 per person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, but his painting the best light, quote unquote, is inaccurate. Like, it's wrong.
Well, I don't think it's wrong, because you can't. Let me put it this way: defunding the police hasn't been put into action,
Mhm.
so all ideas are technically on the table as consideration, right?
Mhm.
So him with his particular brand of audience that he's speaking to, he's painting a quote-unquote more logical and intellectually consistent version of defending the police, rather than the people on the street who, like I'm saying, is saying each police officer gets $1 per day to operate. You know what I mean?
Yes, I get that, but no, I still think that it's literally like the word is inaccurate. Like he's talking about the word he should be using is reforming the police,
I
not
don't know.
defunding is.
I'd have to watch it to
different.
know for sure, but as long as he's not saying abolish, I feel like any type of like small, quote unquote minor adjustments to what the defunding the police means, I think is on the table. Like there is no official thing saying this is what we're doing, this is what defunding the police is. It's just ideas. You know what I mean? Defunding the police could be they buy their own fucking shoes. You know what I mean? That's still like taking money away from that aspect of the police and then reallocating it somewhere else. Whether it be for them to not have to like get free shoes but getting free jiu-jitsu training, that's still defunding the police in some way. You know what I mean?
Well, no, because in that case, it would be the same allocation. Just going. In fact, it would probably spend more, so that wouldn't be defunding in that case.
Well, that's how I would think of defunding, because you're taking the money away from directly from the police and spending it on somewhere to help the police do a better job.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that defunding.
I mean, that is
especially if you're taking away the shoes and giving them jiu-jitsu training. I feel like jiu-jitsu training is so much more expensive that you're funding the police in that case.
But the quality of your policing is going to increase tenfold compared to buying them shoes.
No, I get that. I'm just saying that I wouldn't call that defunding. That's it.
But I'm saying, I'm throwing this out there as an idea. Like I said, like no, there are no wrong ideas right now for the defunding the police, because there's no set action that something as simple as like that, where it's like you guys buy your own uniforms, but the money that we would spend on supplying you with uniforms every 5 months, we're going to spend on the jiu-jitsu training.
Yeah,
you know
but I mean? Again, like I wouldn't call that defunding.
But that's what I'm saying, is the term is so broad that it can be pretty much anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the term isn't broad. It means to take away funding.
Yeah, but taking funding and reallocating it's still taking away funding.
Reallocating is not taking away funding, it's reallocating.
Yeah, but that's under the umbrella of defunding.
I disagree with that.
The money's not going directly to the police to do carte blanche. It's going to the police for a specific purpose.
Yeah, again, like that's not defunding to me. That's reallocation.
I'm telling you that my idea right there is closer to what the protesters want than your idea of what defunding.
I don't care what the protesters. I'm telling you what defunding is.
But I'm telling you that
it's not about what people want. It's what these words mean.
No, but it is about what they want, because they're not going to stop protesting and asking for dumb things like an abolishment of the police unless you give them something in return. You can't just be like, "Yay, we're going to." Okay, but
I'm not talking about the protests. I'm talking about the literal definitions of the word. Yeah. I want to look at dictionary.com. Say, does this word mean this? Do anything. I'm not talking about doing anything. Yes, I'm just telling you, John Oliver is using the wrong word.
What is he doing though? He's doing an article to enact change, to inform people, to give them an idea of what the trajectory forward of defunding the police is. He doesn't give a fuck about what the definition of defunding the police is, because if it was that simple, he wouldn't need to do a 20-minute segment on we're going to give the police less money.
Yeah.
He would say we're going to take away some of the police's money that we would normally give them and spend it on things that maybe I don't know what he's saying specifically, but my idea is that he's saying probably to take some of the money that they would normally get for the police and spend it on other things that perhaps would help the police, like indirectly, like more mental health workers.
Again, I wouldn't call that defunding.
But I'm saying that you're missing the point of why John Oliver is doing the thing in the first part. It's not for you to feel good about the dictionary definition of defunding the police.
Then he's being dishonest. That's what a politician would do.
No, he's not
lie to make people feel better. Lie to trick people.
It's the same thing that they say all the time, where it's like definitions of shit changes and stuff like that. This is a definition that is specific to the movement. It's not a definition specific to the word itself. It's a word that's been co-opted to mean something for what the movement, quote, the protest
needs to use a different word. if the movement
but
wants...
they don't want to use a different
No,
word.
because the movement... but then
like
I'm
the
right
word
then, because the
defunded.
movement is using that word in a different context. Therefore, John Oliver is still, even by that standard, is using the wrong word.
No, he's using their version, their new definition of it.
Yeah.
He's using the co-opted
No,
definition.
he's not using their definition. He's using their word and then putting in a different definition.
No, he's using I'm saying he's using the protesters'
word. Yeah,
That
not their definition. Because like you said, their definition is pay the cops $1 an hour. His definition is to reallocate the funds.
And that's why I'm saying that there's a spectrum of ideas, and he's giving the more reasonable version of the $1.
Yeah.
Defund, as Google says, prevent from continuing to receive funds.
Yes. See? And that's the wrong word. If you're reallocating the funds, then you're not defunding.
That's just an extra step. It's still them not getting as much money, Ken. That's still them losing money. That's still them being defunded, even if that money is just being spent better. It's
just for that one moment where the money is moving from this one aspect to the other. For that one moment, it's being defunded.
Hey, Ken, if I buy something that's for me to do a better job at home, like cleaning and something like that, that is me defunding my personal life and reallocating the funds for cleaning.
I feel like having a cleaner home will increase your personal life.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm defunding my personal life.
Yeah, right? That one less hooker for the week.
Yeah, one less, right?
Yeah.
And then I go and buy a Swiffer.
Yeah.
Right? Makes my life better.
Can you tell me where?
Defunding my hooker population in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Increase Swiffer population in life.
I mean, if you told me that, I would just be more worried that, like, if these funds were roughly equal, that you're getting a hooker that costs as much as a Swiffer.
Or have a lot of apartment to clean. You don't know.
Yeah, that must be the case, yeah. You got a huge apartment.
Or maybe I'm getting really cheap hookers. I'm getting a good deal.
That's what I'm worried about.
I've got a client card. It's like one of those, like, coffee ones. Like
you just swipe it on their ass?
No, like every 10 stamps, you get a free one.
Oh, man. I would be very worried. I would imagine you'd have every virus in the book.
The iron wall of condoms.
Yeah.
I wear 4.
Yeah, that'll help. It doesn't make things worse at all.
Hey, if I protect my dick with a condom that's being protected by a condom, that's double the amount of protection.
Yeah, that's how that works, yep.
The second one, I tuck under my balls.
Who condoms the condom? Okay, let me see. Is there anything else that I can get into here? We're running through these pretty fast.
I don't know. It feels like we've only read 2.
Well, I didn't write that many.
Okay.
I didn't get through... I wanted to read more into this one. Maybe you'll know more about it, although I somehow doubt it. John Boyega wants to attack... do you know who Jeremy from The Quartering is? I remember you saying you don't really like him. White dude, glasses. He's kind of got like a snarky attitude.
Oh, yeah, things. I don't watch enough of The Quartering. I only know them by that brand name. I couldn't even tell you what their content is.
He made a comment. John Boyega responded to it. Supposedly, it was in like a negative way, but other people are saying, no, it's not really that negative. So.
What, that John Boyega said something?
Yeah, John Boyega responded to Jeremy from The Quartering.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't quite read into it. Like, I just... sometimes I'll like hear things and I'll just immediately make a note about it, and then I'll want to read about it later, but I completely forget.
All right.
Yeah. I have a trigger, and it's kind of related to one of these things I wanted to talk about.
I mean, go for it.
Okay. So, my trigger is it seems like when it comes to context, only the left gets to decide what the context is on everything.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. And so in this case, I'm talking specifically about do you know about the "Don't Tread on Me" flag?
Well, I know of it, but I don't know what the context you're talking about it in.
Do you know what it looks like? Don't step on snack. Does that make any sense to you?
Isn't it like
It's a snake. It's like a rattlesnake. It's like.
But it's like a Confederate-ish flag, right?
Something like that, yeah. And then it's more for like libertarians. It's like, just don't step on me and I won't bite back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it basically means like, just leave me alone. Let me do my thing.
Yeah. Laissez-faire, live and let live.
Yeah, there we go. I shouldn't open with that. I'll get back to that part in a moment. Trump recently said that he's going to be releasing, he's going to be like wanting to mark people with like the upside down triangle.
Okay.
Do you know this?
Right, yeah. I heard about that.
And then it's like a Nazi thing that.
Yeah,
happened.
they use that pink triangle to label gays.
Yeah,
during the Nazi occupation.
Something like that. I thought it was more than gays, but whatever. So they're saying that that's just a neo-Nazi dog whistle from Trump, and he's using their symbol. Around the same time, Antifa groups, and for some reason nobody talks about this, made another symbol that relates to "Don't Tread on Me."
Okay.
And so during the fucking Nazi era, World War II.
Sure.
The Nazis made a symbol. Let's see if I can find it. They made their own symbol, which is like a hand grabbing the snake, saying something like "We will attack you."
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can bring it up here. I did have a link on my phone.
Oh, you sure it's not an eagle grabbing a snake?
No.
Because they had the Iron Eagle. That was their big logo too.
So that's the Antifa one. We will tread. So that's the one where they're attacking, where they're saying we are gonna fucking tread on you.
Okay, yeah.
So it's the hand grabbing the head.
I gotta
of the
say
snake.
that snake looks like it's in control of that situation more than the hand is. But
well, it's kind of weird because the whole thing was it's a snake. It's more like "Don't step on me." So, but I don't know why they have a hand grabbing, and from the underside of the snake, I don't know whatever. It just feels like if they were gonna do this, it should be like a foot stepping on it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess especially with the word tread.
Yeah,
it really should be a foot.
Yeah. Anyways, here's the Nazi one. I don't know what that word means, but that's from the Nazi Party.
Nice. Yeah. And it's almost identical.
Yeah.
Except that it's a white hand.
It's actually designed a lot better.
Well, it's cleaner looking.
Yeah.
It's almost identical. It's got the snake by the neck with the rest of the snake wrapping around the arm. That's hilarious. See, the snake has got a label on it that says Marximus.
Yep.
They're literally...
And look at the Nazi armband.
Yeah, I know.
There.
I mentioned that already. But it's funny that the Nazis are calling the snake Marxist, and the Marxists are calling the snakes fascist.
That's
in the modern day.
These words change definition over time.
Yeah, Republicans were the ones who freed the slaves. Didn't you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, they technically were. I want to bring the statue thing too. Anyways, I'll get to the statue thing in a moment.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just annoyed that it always seems to be the left that decides to that decides context. So
they have the moral superiority, Ken. They get to define everything.
So it's a Nazi dog whistle when Trump does something akin to World War II, but when fucking an Antifa group or even just these Antifa people do it, doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. No relation whatsoever.
Style over substance.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
But only for us.
I went to was it the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League?
Yep. That is what it stands for.
Yeah. I think it was the ADL website because I wanted to see everything they had listed as a dog whistle.
Anything.
Oh man, there's so fucking much. The list goes so long.
Especially in the age of triggering, dude.
Yeah.
It's like anything. Someone freaking steps on a whoopee cushion.
It's a dog whistle.
It's a dog whistle.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like a list of maybe like 10 to 20 things. No, I want to say there's over 100.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fucking ridiculous.
Microaggressions is not a new thing. It's just new in the last 5 to 10 years on the forefront of people's minds.
So you're saying you expected it to be like a ton of different things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, again, also it's not to downplay the ADL and what the good things that they do, but a lot of these organizations they have to, similar with COVID, right? Mm-hmm. You've got hospitals inflating death and
that's right.
COVID to get funding because
they have to pretend racism is worse than it is.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So the ADL, they can't just have there's only 10 counts of fucking white supremacy in the country this month, right? Or they can listen to every single person who's ever felt any type of a literal amount of intolerance. You know what I mean? Just like the cop who didn't get her hash browns. Some black chick goes to, I don't know, a KFC and they tell her that they don't have any more chicken. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who knows, right? I'm just trying to make up bullshit. But the ADL, it's in their interest to listen to that person and then add it to the list. And the ADL doesn't actually make legislation. They inform legislation. Yeah. Right? But they don't make it.
Yeah, they're not Congress or anything.
So they want to add as many things. Congress
isn't the right word, but yeah.
Yeah, they're not part of the Senate or Congress. Yeah. They're just an organization that informs people who would put forward legislation. Yeah, right? Yeah. So it's in their benefit to have a wide range because by the time that the politicians get to it, that range is going to be 10, and by the 10 that they actually take, only 2 of them are going to be put into place for actual civil liberties and like things that you can be sued for or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Meanwhile, the things that are on the ADL website are for the people that are like the I don't know what you would call them, like the Antifas and the like Black Lives Matter people who want to add to the pile of things of injustices.
Yeah, they probably it's just probably like they just constantly email the ADL and they just add it to the list.
Like, and it's like, okay, we've got 100 emails about this particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the list now. You know what I mean? That's a small threshold in a country of 350 million people.
Especially for an organization as big as the ADL that fucking everyone knows about. Yeah,
and there's shitty people all the time. Like, you can... I'm not saying that nobody's racist, but you could have a situation where someone's just in a shitty mood and they say something slightly offensive and racist, where it happens like that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, an example of that is Anthony Cumia. From a while back, he used to have the Opie and Anthony show. Oh,
that's right. I never listened to Opie and Anthony. I didn't even realize it was popular, but people talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it was a huge show for Sirius, but like, he was taking pictures in the middle of like the very beginning of the morning, and he was taking pictures of like a hooker, and then she like started assaulting him, and these other like black guys came up and like basically were like, "Is there a problem here?" kind of deal. And he made one comment about something, I can't remember what it specifically was, but it sounded like vaguely racist just because it had to deal with black people, and he got fired from his job.
Oh, is that how that happened? I didn't know that.
That's how it happened. That's all it was. It was just a situation that happened that was almost unprovoked. And I'm not standing up for him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying this is the situation as I know it, as I've heard, is that he was seemingly unprovoked other than taking pictures of a person on the street, which most people do and don't have a problem with, right?
I mean, I didn't know that's something most people did. But
I mean, just like in general, if someone's going to take a picture, you're not offended by being in the background of someone's picture.
I suppose, but I mean, if you're taking a picture of the person...
Okay, that might be a slight difference, but even then, like, you don't know how many people are taking a picture of you on the, bus with their camera phones or something. So realistically, like, it's in the grand scheme of offenses, there's calling people a verbal insult and taking a picture of somebody. I think taking a picture of someone is far less...
Actually, I would say that taking pictures is far worse, but then that's not how society treated it.
Well, yeah,
they treated the word as being far worse.
Exactly. So it's like, if something like that could happen on such a small scale, then you can realize that the context of someone's perspective informs their opinion of how they think a situation is going to play out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear what you're saying.
And same thing with the ADL. It's like, they're not getting people who are white supremacists that are sending them messages telling them what their favorite race words are, you know what I mean? They're getting like people who feel oppressed telling them what they were called on the street last week. You know what I mean? What new vernacular is being used to hate on black people or Latino people or whatever.
Did you hear about the noose thing?
Yeah, in the NASCAR garage.
Yeah.
And apparently it was just like a door handle thing.
Yeah, but a lot of people got pissed off apparently.
I was saying, like, in this day and age, you think NASCAR could afford fucking electric door openers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was saying to my friend who I was watching the article with, I'm like, there is an automatic door company in Talladega that is salivating right now at the idea of outfitting NASCAR with like
That's
many
a
doors.
good contract.
Yeah, man, it's like, we got you, NASCAR.
Yeah. And
NASCAR, you'll never have this problem ever again. It's one button press solves all your problems.
Only given to people who you want it to be given to.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll make it retinal scan so it only works with certain people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the full story because it's still kind of unfolding, but apparently they walked into their garage. Nobody had been in there ahead of time of their team. Supposedly no one had been there at all. And they found a noose. But then they said that the noose was, like, they just used it as a
I don't think it was the driver who got mad. It was...
No, the driver got mad because he's half black.
Oh, no, so okay. I thought the driver knew what it was for. I thought somebody else walked into the garage.
He walked in, and I don't know if he specifically found the news, but it was in his garage.
Oh, okay.
Of his car that he was driving, and they assumed it was a racial
But then we found out that it was nothing.
And the FBI and the NASCAR Commission have come out and said that it was just basically, I don't know, not a miscommunication, whatever you want to call it, but it's basically just rope in the shape of a noose, I guess you could say, but it's more just like a circle, so you can pull the door open and close. Yeah.
But now nooses are going to be in the racist dog. Well, I mean, they were probably already there.
Hanging.
But it's like stuff like that could easily just make it into the ADL.
Sure. Again, like that example of that, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny that happened. Like, it's been almost. Oh, it's probably been over a year now because I think it happened in like February or March. But the Jesse Smollett thing.
Yeah.
Him putting a noose around his neck. It's like, who the fuck uses nooses in this day and age, right? But it keeps coming up.
I mean, fuck.
Jesse Smollett thought could sell it. So, I mean, I guess there's something to it.
I wonder if he's in jail yet.
No.
I doubt it.
No, dude. Can't be in jail while there's corona. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to look it up right now while you're looking at whatever you want to talk about next. Oh, yeah. Did you go through your trigger?
Yeah, that was it. That leftists get to decide. They always get to decide. I mean, there's other things.
I feel like that's an old idea that we've had, though. The nuance doesn't live on that side.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the fact that they get to decide context for the public. Like, there's been other times where, like I said, the first use of "all lives matter" was meant as a unifying statement, but immediately people shunned it as a deflection statement.
Yeah,
you know. There's that one time when somebody put up papers saying it's okay to be white.
Yeah.
Again, nothing wrong with that statement, but the left gets to decide that paper endangers black people.
Yeah.
So therefore, it's racist to do it because black people are endangered by you doing that.
I think their argument would be that it's like white supremacy adjacent because it's uplifting white people when they're already on a huge platform.
Yeah.
Which is a bit generous.
There's logic there, but I don't agree with that logic.
No, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, that's theirs, and while I don't entirely agree with it, I understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't
they're
know.
jumping through some hoops to get there.
I still stand by that the amount of actual racists, people who are outwardly racist in anywhere, is very low compared to how people make it out. Whereas any infraction can be considered racist. Yes, I think people have like things that are built into them, especially older people that are just from years and years of a certain lifestyle being normal. That's not necessarily excusable, but it's understandable that older people are gonna, get mad at Asian people for parking improperly and call them racist slurs. Like I can imagine that more so.
Yeah, it's just and that wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world if all these old people weren't also like that's what the politicians are. Like they're all old white dudes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that
like if
all the policies coming from.
If they were just regular civilians or citizens, then it wouldn't
it would be a brush off the shoulder. Same thing with the police, right? No one would call the police systemically racist if they weren't the ones going around shooting people generally.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially innocent people. Like, it doesn't even have to be, like...
Innocent, unarmed people.
Yeah, innocent, unarmed people. Like, even removing the fact that they're black, that's just insult to injury. But the fact that they're not doing anything that's warranting a gunfight, and they're getting shot or choked out and dying. Like, I said it before. It's like, what is the punishment? I'm just going to use that as an umbrella term. Punishment for the crime. Yeah. Selling single cigarettes? Death is not a punishment for that. Yeah. So that shouldn't be on the table in the first place.
Fucking, that shouldn't even be a crime.
Right? Same thing with $20 counterfeit bill. Of all the bills to counterfeit, 20, not a death sentence. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not even $100 bill. Talk to me when you're in the thousands. You know what I mean? Talk to me when you're supplying an entire organization with fake laundered, forged money. Then let's talk about murder. But I don't think that this scenario or anything close to it is that.
Talk to me when you fucking at the very least come to the conclusion that he purposely or maliciously used the counterfeit $20 bill and didn't get it by accident.
Yeah, even that. Even if he did do all that, I still don't think that's worth murder.
I mean, I wouldn't murder. Oh yeah, definitely not murder. I wouldn't even put him in jail for that, to be honest. That would be even if he did it maliciously, I wouldn't.
Fine and community service.
Here's a $20 fine, and you got to pay it with a real $20 bill.
Yeah. No. You go back to the business. You give him $20, and then you give him another $20.
Yeah.
And then you get to live. I think that's a fucking sweet deal.
Anyways, I forgot what you were looking up.
I was looking up to see if Jesse Smollett is actually in jail, and this is from February this year. And it says he's been indicted, but I don't think that anything's actually gone to jail or anything. I think he's pretty much been out on bail because he paid it off, and it's technically. God,
I hate the idea of bail.
Whatchamacallit? What is it? in litigation, I guess is
Yeah.
what it's called.
Okay, so it's
So I
still
don't-
being processed.
And the fact
yeah.
that it happened in February 11th means that's like the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
So they probably started putting
It's
shit
on
on hold by the time
yeah.
that March came around.
Fucking least of their worries, man.
And, you know, like, lawsuits, they take for, like, it's been a year
Mm-hmm.
since he did that.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's getting indicted.
Yeah.
Like, now he's just starting to see that
indicted
maybe
doesn't
this
even
isn't good.
mean very much. It just means that there's enough evidence that you
They're
can
doing an
go to a
investigation.
trial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or investigation, I suppose. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, that's from last year.
So I'm on the ADL's website, and I just wanted to look at numeric hate signs. So 100% is a racist dog whistle.
Okay.
The number 14 is a racist dog whistle. 18 is a racist dog whistle. 21 to 12 is racist dog whistle.
21 to 12?
21 to 12, unless it's 21 minus.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
no.
reading them right now.
No, I think that's a specific symbol.
Is it?
Like, I think it's in that specific order. I think if you change one of those numbers, it wouldn't mean the same thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if Pepe the Frog was, I'm trying to find another animal off the top of my head. Okay, let's just go for an obvious, like pig.
Okay.
If it was a pig instead, I don't think it would have the same, like, symbol.
No, I agree with. I get what you're saying. It's got some historical.
So
context
whatever that
behind it.
23 to 12 is, that's a very specific thing.
Yeah. The number 28, 38, 43.
Do they have
Five of
any? Give me. Is there any explanations for why these?
Yeah,
numbers?
there are. I'm just
Okay,
not
so
reading them.
pick one out.
Okay, I
just
just want to
pick
do
one.
100% because
100%.
yeah, that's what it is. 100%.
Oh yeah.
If you do well in school, that's a racist dog whistle.
Okay, what's their reasoning for it?
100% is shorthand for 100% white among white supremacists. It is also common to create alphanumeric variations to proclaim solidarity with a particular white supremacist group or gang, such as 112% for 100% Aryan Brotherhood. So I guess 112% means 100% Aryan Brotherhood.
It's reaching too far. You can't just co-opt to fucking 100%. It's
Yeah.
literally. I mean, this is gonna sound stupid, but it's literally a percentage, Ken.
Yes.
It's literally a way of representing the percentage of something. Like, you can't just take it because one person said 100. I'm 100% white, and you said it proudly. Like, you can't just say that. What about all the other things? 100% orange juice? Nah, it's 100% white supremacy juice.
I just want somebody that's like in some kind of university at some point to get 100% on some like quiz or whatever.
You're white
and
supremacist.
We'll go to the teacher and just be like, "Hey, you wrote down 100% on this paper. You're a fucking racist."
And then they turn back and be like, no. You had 100% on the test. You're inherently racist. because you made me write 100%.
Yeah, you forced me into this position.
It's the Spider-Man's pointing at each other of racism.
That's right. The number 12 is a numeric symbol for Aryan Brotherhood, especially the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, substituting letters for numbers. 12 equals AB, i.e. Aryan Brotherhood.
Okay. Okay, give me another one that's more random. Like, try to find one that's like really off the wall. That's not just like white supremacy.
9%.
Okay.
As a numeric white supremacist number that refers to the percentage of the world's population that is purportedly white.
That's it?
Yeah.
No, there's way more. There's
Actually,
way more than 9% of people that are white.
For the world? I don't know, man.
Europe? I mean, maybe I'm
Europe
just being super broad
fucking
with it.
China fucking eclipses Europe.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Africa's huge, India's huge, China's huge, I suppose.
But I
there's a
do
lot of
agree
people
that
in
it should be
Russia.
more than 9%, yeah.
Russia, all of Europe, that's
Yeah.
including the UK,
Mhm.
Canada, America, Australia,
I
New
forgot about
Zealand,
Australia and New Zealand.
Like,
Yeah.
the Australia and New Zealand are kind of small, but you see what I mean? Like, how many places are
There's
there?
already like two of the biggest countries on earth,
South
Canada and Russia.
South Africa is like 50% white.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not exactly that, but you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, there's a lot of white people in these small pocket areas.
Yeah. Is South Africa really 50% white?
I don't know, but I mean, they
I
had
thought
a
it'd be
hard
less
time.
than that. I thought it'd be like, I mean, I know that, but I thought
You're
at
probably
this
right.
point
It's
it's like,
probably
I thought it was like 10%, to be honest.
I think it's probably, okay, I don't know, but it's probably like 30%.
Okay.
I think you're right. It's probably a lot more black people than 50%, but still, you see what I mean, though, right? Like, that that 30% is not insignificant to the amount of people, the white people that are in the world.
Yes,
9% seems really low.
Well,
I think you're selling yourself short.
To be honest, like it depends. It might also be when this was done.
Okay, so at least that one's more random because the 100% white thing, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? People say that, but 9%, that's really off the wall to be like. It's a claim that white people say that 9%. Like, that's not even a good claim. Like, ooh,
you know what?
9% of the world.
I can see it being like, hey, the world is trying to take us down. We're down to 9%. We got to raise those numbers. Yeah, we're not even up to 2 digits.
You know what it probably is? It's like the reverse minority argument. Mm-hmm. It's like black people are a minority within America.
Yeah.
But in the world, white people are the minority.
I can totally see that argument. Yeah. I'm surprised I've never actually heard that argument.
It's just a stupid argument. That's why you don't think of it.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant to the point because these problems aren't global, they're local.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like racism is a global problem, but the way that it's being portrayed as it is now is a America and Canada problem for more indigenous.
Well, people, I want to point this out because people don't seem to realize this. The reason why Canada and America have a racist problem worse than almost everywhere else in the world right now is because we have the most amount of different races in the countries.
I would also say it's because we're also the most liberal to be able to look at our issues critically, right?
Yeah.
China doesn't care if they hate black people.
No, they really don't care, yeah. Right?
So they have no reason to change their ways. We are in a comfortable position living nice without having the government busting our door every single night to worry about whether or not 9% is a racist hallmark because white people think that they're a world minority.
Yeah, like I keep telling people that America and Canada are technically the least racist countries because they're trying to deal with these problems.
Yeah,
they're having all these different races here and they're working through the problems. Like no other country is doing this.
Yeah, even in the worst, well, maybe not the worst, but in some of the worst cases where it's like black people are in like impoverished communities with only black people, or indigenous people are are on reservations that basically have to just say fuck you, deal with it, and not get any government support or minimal government support. Even in those situations, we still cohabit with people. Like if you go into the interior of BC, it's like I'm pretty sure most people don't hate Native people. They just live with them as other people because they're in the community and stuff like that. And that's the exposure that is required to have some semblance of like peace. Yeah, you know what I mean, like I don't 100% agree with Richmond having signs in like Cantonese or Mandarin or whatever because we're a country of English and French. But I understand the necessity for it.
For the freedom, man.
And I don't actually care.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
And this is gonna sound, dumb, but I like the night market. I like Asian culture. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm willing to go to, the Festival of Lights and
Festival of Lights is dope.
What is it? The Chinese New Year and stuff like that. Like that's a pretty celebrated thing. Diwali is celebrated in Vancouver and stuff. And you wouldn't have that unless you were exposed and cohabiting and living with these people around, right? That's how shit gets broken down.
My first time I went to a Diwali party, I was a fucking idiot and I wore a leather jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Dumb mistake.
Dude, it's hot as fuck.
No, that's not the reason why. It's because they're Indians. I shouldn't say Indians, but they're East Indians.
Oh, yeah.
They worship the cow. Well, actually, is it worship? Not worship, but they see the cow is sacred to them.
Yeah, I think it's
so.
Super sacred.
You wear leather, it looks fucking bad to them.
Really? I never thought the leather was that bad. I thought it was just.
My friend was just like, "Oh no, you're like people are giving you dirty looks because you're wearing leather."
Oh,
yeah.
Wow, I'm ignorant to that. I didn't realize it went that far.
Well, mind you, like Diwali festivals also have like a lot of older people. Like the younger ones probably don't give two shits, but the older ones are probably like, "Oh man, that guy's insulting."
I mean, it makes a certain amount of sense. I guess. I mean, as a person who doesn't own leather, wouldn't make that much of a deal.
Just don't wear your leather Speedos.
Belt.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
Leather belt is probably the only thing. They have that cow vision. They can see that I'm wearing it underneath. They're just staring at my sides.
And then they just give you the dirty look. I want to move on to the news game because it's already 1:40.
Sure.
1:50 almost. Do you have a song?
I do have a song for this week. My song of the week is Rasputin by Boney M.
Rasputin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know this song.
Disco song. I feel like you've heard it. Maybe in high school. But
by what band?
Boney M.
Boney M?
Rasputin.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Don't make me sing.
Okay, no, that's fine. All right. Okay. So now we're gonna play Which One Is
Fake news.
where Shane and the audience has to guess which one of the 4 articles I bring in is
Fake news.
All right. Are you ready?
What are we gonna do if Trump doesn't get elected? Are we still gonna have fake news?
Yeah, I might have to get a different soundboard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we'll deal with that when the time comes.
I feel like, you know what? Like, I feel like Trump is almost guaranteed to win, but like Joe Biden almost always does way better than I expect him to do,
Yeah.
and he keeps surprising me with how much people like him.
I don't think it's how much people like him. I think it's how much people hate Trump.
I mean, that might be the case. So we'll see
it's
what
like
happens.
the reverse of what happened to Trump,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like people distrusted and thought Hillary is so slimy that they're like, I'd rather have this guy who's failed at business and just has a TV show and shit like that and says you're fired. I'd rather have him be the president than have Hillary
Clinton
start World War III with Iran.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna be like, man, Trump is so fucking stupid that I'd rather have an old senile man who's gonna have the job done by someone else.
He's also done some fascist things that I'm really annoyed at.
Joe Biden?
No, Trump.
Oh, no. I mean,
like his fucking red flag laws and the way he treats
red flag law.
Yeah. Like with guns, where it's just like these people are not allowed to have guns and stuff.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. And the reason I don't like that is because then it just gives the government to dictate. Like, it'll start off as like mental health reasons, but then it'll be like if you have wrong thing. Like the government, you give them a penny, they take a fucking pound.
Yeah.
So I don't like them to have any control over people.
Yeah.
I find those kinds of laws fascist, and then the way he also treats like immigrants is also pretty fascistic to me. Like, with the whole ICE things.
Yeah, playing like that on national pride.
Yeah. He's just fucking he encourages them to just be kicked out immediately. Like, if they're in the country, they deserve a fair trial before anything happens.
Yeah.
Don't just fucking kick them out.
But he's a populist, so he's playing to the claps. He's not playing to policy. He's playing for claps.
I get it. It's just that like there's these. I still find him to be better than Hillary. I find him to be better than Joe Biden. But I fucking hate these kinds of rules where you're like taking rights away from people. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, you said it. I can't really have much to add. It's right there.
Yeah. Okay. So, first one. Petition calls for statue of Christopher Columbus in Ohio City to be replaced with Chef Boyardee.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. The statues. I want to bring that up. Maybe I'll bring it up next week. Congress announces willingness to offer Black Lives Matter protesters holiday or statue.
Okay.
Priest performs socially distant baptism on baby using water pistol. And this is a local one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to bring local news.
Yeah, with the chandelier.
Yeah.
For a while, yeah.
That was a good one. Multiple visitors to Vancouver strip club test positive for COVID-19.
Nice.
There's your articles.
Okay. That's how you spell Chef Boyardee. I would have never guessed, but I never could have thought how these.
I'm almost certain I would have spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Petition calls for statue of Christopher Columbus in Ohio City to be replaced with Chef Boyardee. I am not sure where Chef Boyardee comes from, so I don't know if that. I feel like if I knew that it came from Ohio, that would be a more likely.
It'd be easier for you.
Yeah. More likely tell to see if it's actually fake news. Although, see, it's one of those situations where it's like, it's dumb, but the demands that the protesters have are so dumb that I could see them having like a dumb.
You know what? I'm just going to tell my stance for the statue thing because it is part of that. I don't fucking care about statues. Just fucking tear them
I feel
down.
like there should be more, like with most things, more nuance for the statues when it comes to certain things. There are egregious people who have statues, like Robert E. Lee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there's people like George Washington. George Washington still was one of the founding fathers. Yes, he wasn't born in a time where having slaves was okay. Yes, he was probably shitty to those slaves to at least some degree, right? But he's also a person who had a dream and founded America with ideals that led to its life now. And didn't, like, he could have done the Assassin's Creed 3 thing and become a king. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And become an asshole. He's the one who set up the like honor system of only 2 terms and shit like that. Like he did
Did
so
he?
much.
I didn't know that.
Well, he's
that
the
was
first
him.
president,
Yeah.
so he was like.
Because there was presidents after him that all of them are after him.
There are, a
but
few
that did like more than 2 terms.
Yeah, but usually it's like a war thing or some bullshit like that. But generally, that like honor system was started by him, as far as I understand, right? So it's like for his statue to be taken down seems dumb, but for Robert E. Lee's statue to be taken down, a guy who was not only for slaves but fought for it and tried to fight other Americans for that right to have slaves. I feel like that's where you draw the line, where it's like that's the questions you need to ask yourself: is was this person an American hero for a good reason, or is he an American hero because of history?
Oh well, all I'm saying is these are just chunks of metal. Like the history is,
yeah,
like history is still there. Like the history is not being erased.
Well,
you can still learn about it.
Step.
Okay,
Get rid of the statues, then get rid of it from the books, and then who's Robert E. Lee? Oh, what was the secession?
With the exception of the government doing things, I don't really like slippery slope arguments.
Yeah.
Like I'll make them for the government. Like the red flag law was a slippery slope argument. I'll make them for the government because I don't fucking trust the government. But for like the public, I don't really like slippery slope arguments. It's just like, oh, why do like gay people get married? Next thing you know, they'll marry animals, which is a thing that's happening. Yeah. But it's just like we'll just stop it at the marrying animals part.
Yeah, you think that though. That's the problem. That's with all the like the religious celibates and stuff like that, or it's like just say no. Mm-hmm. It's like but then you become a sex fiend.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Whatever. I just say that we stop it at the bad thing, not before, not what leads to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I don't fucking care about statues being taken. Fucking take all of them down.
But yeah, the fact that it's Chef Boyardee that are choosing, I can't tell if that's a fake news joke or if it's a troll. Just real
actually,
quick, like
totally
Chef Boyardee is better than Christopher Columbus because he wasn't a fat.
It's basically like insulting Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Lowest grade of like a mascot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That it could go either way. Congress announces willingness to offer Black Lives Matter protesters holiday or statue. I don't understand what they're trying to say. They're like saying like
just trying to appease them. What do you want, a statue or a holiday?
Oh, like an official one. Yeah. I thought they were like talking about like giving them like a weekend off of protesting or something.
Oh no!
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you mean like what we were talking about last week with the COVID thing?
Where they get their own dedicated day for the year.
Even though they have a fucking Black History Month.
Yeah.
Which really should just encompass that type of idea.
Well, Black History Month should just be like it should just be encompassed with history. Like I don't know why we talk about Black History only in its own month.
But I mean, in the idea of giving them something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I don't know what a statue, what they're gonna like. What's the statue gonna be of? There's no figurehead for the movement.
Yeah, you know that's true. Technically George Floyd, but we'll need a better picture of him than what we have.
Yeah. So I don't know that. I don't. It's not even anything because it's just a willingness.
You know what, Shane? I'll take one for the team, and I'll be the statue. Like they can make it of me.
Yeah, but in blackface.
Okay, why not? Let's do that.
You can't be a white man.
I suppose
you can just be the physical body of it, but you can't be the white version of the statue, even though it's gonna be copper.
Yeah. So they'll have to blackface me and then make the statue. Then.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm willing to make sacrifices.
You'll still look the same.
Yeah. Just in blackface.
But you'll be in blackface when you model for the statue.
It's
I don't think that one's fake news. I'm just gonna say it. There's nothing funny about there. Really.
We're talking about Chef Boyardee? Oh, no, we're at the second one. Right, okay.
But the fact that it's saying willingness, it would be a different thing if it was like, if they said Congress announces unveiling of statue.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That would be more of like an aggressive satire thing. But a willingness to offer, it's not a satire thing. Satire isn't that subtle, you know what I mean? It's not subtle to the point of like, there's nothing to talk about. It's subtle to the point of like, well, that's odd. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Animal Farm.
Well, it's usually making these
Odd,
connections.
right?
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, they're just people.
Yeah.
They're just people took over the other farm. It's just not those people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That would be like, what's the point? There's no satire here. It's just other people.
It's just, okay, anyways. Sorry, my phone's going to die, so hurry up because you'll need it for the soundboard.
No, fuck you. So yeah, I don't think that one's fake news. Priest performs socially distanced baptism on baby using water pistol. That one feels like I heard something like that.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was fake news or not. Because sometimes
so you might have heard like a satire article.
Yeah, I might have seen a satire article. So I don't know. That is pretty funny.
It is
but
funny.
I wouldn't be surprised of people like
Mind you, like the people doing those baptisms are like usually older, so like they want to stay away.
Yeah, I guess so. And you don't want to give up on the faith just because of a little bit of virus. So yeah, I mean, I can see it's funny, but I can see that one being real as well. Damn, I don't know. Okay, last one. Multiple visitors to Vancouver's strip club test positive for COVID-19. Again, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
There's not that much for me to tell one way or the other. This one's a pretty dry week.
Okay.
Multiple visitors to Vancouver. But I don't know, because I could see it.
Yeah.
It's like businesses are opening, right? And people are grinding in your face.
Yeah.
They're sweating even if they're on stage and breathing heavy. I don't think they're wearing a mask at a strip club.
Yeah, Shane. And look, if a spike happens in Vancouver, it's not because of the protesters, okay? It's not because they gathered at the Vancouver Art Gallery a bunch of times all together, okay? It's because of strippers.
Well, what if those protesters went to the strip clubs?
Well, okay, I mean,
think about that?
Oh man, then it's all of their fault.
Can you believe, Ken, that people who both support Black Lives Matter also want to support the sex work industry?
You do have a good point there, Shane. All right,
saying.
Using your big brain thinking right here.
Just saying. Just saying, it's not unheard of. Damn,
supporting women, supporting the sex work industry. Might be some black women there.
There probably is some black women there. I bet you anything that the best place for worker equity is in a strip club.
Yeah, probably because you only get what you
get mostly paid tips.
Yeah, I feel like that's also where like you'll see the most racism.
You think so?
Yeah, because like I feel like everyone fetishizes white and Asian women more. Especially Asian women.
A certain type of racism.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the cross burning in your yard racism.
No, it's just
it's more of like the
nobody likes black women, so they make less money.
Well, I was going to say that. I would say more of the other way, where, like you said, the fetishization of Asian women.
Yeah.
Where that's like, because that is a fetish, it's more likely that when people are going out to a strip club, they're trying to get something that they can't have or that is outside their reach.
Yeah.
So that is going to be where they're going to lean towards.
But the black women are just as beautiful.
Big, beautiful black women.
Yeah, or the small, beautiful black women. As long as they're...
at a strip club, they might have a variety, right?
Yeah.
They're probably not all just juicy.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a different taste. Yeah, I don't know. These articles, man. I don't know. The only ones that I'm really stuck on for my two choices is Chef Boyardee and the water pistol. I just don't know which one is more ridiculous. I mean, okay, the Chef Boyardee one is more ridiculous, but a petition is nothing. As we've noted before, a petition isn't actually action.
No,
it's just
nothing.
a dumb idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like it doesn't require it to be real for the fake news. Like it can be.
No, I mean you're right about that.
It can be stupid and real. Not just
all you need is one person.
Yeah, exactly. And the petition doesn't even need to be signed.
No.
It's just a petition.
Yeah.
I can start a petition, no one can see it, and still petition.
It doesn't even have to be online. I wrote something down on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
There we go.
Whereas the priest using the water pistol, that is something where I can literally picture the thumbnail for the article of like a guy shooting from the hip, shooting a baby in the face as a water pistol, right? And I could see that as a satire article.
It is funny.
But the actual information of the title is more grounded in reality.
Yes.
Than what my imagination is going with right now. I don't know. I don't know.
Follow your heart. Follow your hurt. Alright. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, turn your phone back on.
Because it's almost dead. It's at 6%.
Oh, that's more than enough. I don't need 6%. Alright. Multiple visitors to Vancouver strip club test positive for COVID-19.
Not you.
Priest performs socially distanced baptism on baby using water pistol.
No, not you.
Congress announces willingness to offer Black Lives Matter protesters holiday or statue.
Not you.
And for our fake news, petition calls for statue of Christopher Columbus in Ohio City to be replaced with Chef Boyardee.
You are fake news.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it wrong. It's the second one. The Congress announces
really?
willingness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I agree with you. It does not read like your standard
No.
satire article. Okay, anyway, so this is the petition calls for statue of Christopher Columbus. This is from WLWT.com. A petition is circulating online to replace the statue of Christopher Columbus in Cleveland. Petition states, Columbus is not someone we should celebrate. He is a racist monster who initiated the genocide against indigenous Americans. If the Italian Americans in Cleveland want to celebrate one of their own, they need to look no further than the iconic Ettore Hector Boiardi, a.k.a. Chef Boyardee. I feel like that's more racist.
Yeah,
you're gonna
Italian
get like
stereotype.
You're gonna get an Italian stereotype. Someone who makes pasta to be your representative.
Yeah, when is Chef Boyardee as a Halloween costume gonna become offensive? Or Mario?
Apparently not this. Apparently, if you're celebrating Chef Boyardee, you're celebrating the Italian culture.
Me on Halloween dressed up as Mario. It's me, I'm Mario. You fucking racist! Get off the streets!
I hope one day everything will be racist.
And then nothing will be racist.
Yes. There's going to be a certain point, like there's going to be a certain tipping point, like where we start making more and more things racist, and then things are going to be just ridiculous enough that everyone just gets sick of it. Like we just have to reach that point,
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, that would be nice, but I think the reaching it there is going to be painful as fuck.
It's going to be painful as fuck. But things always seem to have a habit of like
working out,
flipping around, I should say.
Yeah.
For I know this is not really related, but like it was a long time that having I should say way back when, like before American civilization and everything, it was seen as a good thing for men to have small penises. Like during the Roman era, and then it switched.
More modest penises.
Yeah,
because it was seen as barbaric to have a huge dick.
Yeah, and then it switched to big. And now we're seeing, starting with millennials, everyone making jokes about how small their penis is.
Oh yeah.
So, these things have.
I feel like the what you just said, the joke about small penises and the I don't know what you call it, the clapping for giant penises is kind of the same thing. It's just two different like versions of the same thing.
Yeah, and fair enough. But all I'm saying is things seem to have a way of like going in circles.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. And so, like, we're in this era now where we're hyper focused on everything racism, and then eventually everyone's gonna get sick of it, and no one will focus on it for a while. Maybe once it's solved as well, but
and then racism will come back when everyone's sleeping on it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Congress announces willingness to offer Black Lives Matter protester holidays or statue.
How is this a satire article? Like, I don't understand the satire.
I think it's just because they're taking away statues. I think it's just like
but that doesn't
making
make sense
fun of
they're
the
giving
political.
a statue.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Who's the site
This
from?
is Onion.
Okay. Wow, Onion. I would expect better.
Emphasizing the importance of taking concrete steps to address systematic racism and police brutality in the United States, Congress. Oh, and the other thing that gives us away is that it's Congress announcing this. Congress is the combination of the House and the Senate. And the Senate would never agree to something like this because they're full of Republicans.
I'm not American.
Okay, all right. The House is full of Democrats.
But it also
the
says
Senate is
willingness to offer.
Yeah.
That's a couple steps. Announces willingness to offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that's a lot of steps to get to I'm doing it.
The Senate is like more or less really hates the protesters.
Ken, I am saying right now that I have the intention of giving you $1,000, and that's my offer.
Okay, all right.
I'm not doing it, but I'm announcing it now that I intend to maybe.
I may be intending
to give you $1,000.
There's a couple steps away from there.
Just saying.
I get what you're saying now. Okay, it's making sense. Okay, we have seen people around this nation calling for dramatic change, and I can assure you that we intend to meet this moment with the support it deserves. A nice memorial, or perhaps a national day of remembrance that individual states can decide to declare an official day off work if they want. This is satire, but this is totally legit. Like, this may very well happen.
Yeah, Onion, you're losing it. You're getting too real. You're becoming like Jon Stewart doing The Daily Show. It's becoming too real.
Maybe that's what they were going for this time. Just like they wanted to get out a satire article, which they know might actually happen, so they could point at it and like, a year from now just being
Simpsons
like, we
did
called it. Yeah. Onion did it. Okay, priest shooting baby with pistol.
Yeah, a nice summation.
From the Irish Post. See, I made a way better clickbait headline. In recent weeks, we've seen the men of cloth getting seriously creative to ensure the parishioners can worship the Lord in relative safety. Innovations have included car park confessions in Dublin and drive-by blessings in the U.S.
Go with Christ. Fucking throws a water balloon at you.
Yeah. So
Clear.
Oh God, it's holy water. Drive-by confessions. Okay. Sorry, that was a funny image in my mind. In a picture widely shared on social media, an unnamed clergyman can be seen baptizing a young child using water pistols. Was that the image you were thinking of when you were?
That is basically the image I was thinking of. I was thinking of more comical, where he was like shooting from the hip, like an old western.
Okay.
But that's basically what I was imagining.
Okay. While plenty have suggested the picture is a spoof designed to lift spirits, it's not the first time a holy man has tried it. Another priest in Canada has already adopted the same super soaking approach to christening. Christening, sorry. You're right. And then that's the super soaker one.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That baby. Come on, that baby's got a soft fucking skull. It's not set in place. You're going to shoot it with a freaking pressurized water gun?
It's not going to be that strong, I feel.
Dude, just use a fucking, like,
just
a little...
the pistol like the other one was?
Next thing you know, some motherfucker's going to be pulling out one of those fucking gray cannons that they had in the 90s. Fucking low, where you have to push it into the freaking ground to chunk it, and he's going to shoot at a baby, and the baby's head's going to be all fucking dented.
Hey, man, okay, if the baby survives... he's going to be stronger.
I suppose.
From what people always tell me, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, I always thought that was dumb because I didn't think a third-degree burn could make you stronger. But
well, it might toughen up your skin, but you're definitely going to be horribly burned and
maimed.
What is it called?
Fucking hell.
What's it called when you're all fucked up?
Yeah, there's a word like that's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it.
I'm so dumb.
Whatever. I'm gonna move on because my phone's almost dead.
Pop.
Okay. Multiple visitors to Vancouver strip club test positive for COVID-19.
Did they say what strip club?
I will check in a moment. So this is from CTV News. Yeah. Strip club is... So Vancouver strip club is closed, and local health authorities warning the public after multiple people who visited the lounge this week tested positive for COVID-19. Vancouver Coastal Health was warning anyone who visited Brandy's Exotic Show Lounge on Hornby Street.
Disfigured.
It's disfigured. Yes, you got it.
So what lounge?
Brandy's Exotic Show Lounge on Hornby Street in downtown Vancouver.
I don't think I've ever actually heard of that.
I don't know that one.
I only know of like the Number 5 Orange and what's the other one? The Penthouse.
Oh, is that a strip club?
Those are the only two big ones that I know of. I know there's like the Granville Strip. It's like a new one.
Yeah.
But the Penthouse is like the old one, and so is Number 5 Orange. They've both been around for a while. And one of them is like owned by the Hells Angels.
Oh, really?
It's Number 5 Orange.
Oh my God. Okay, so this happened from June 21st to 24th.
Oh, that's very recent. Okay.
Yeah, and they caught the virus. All right, so those are my 4 articles.
That's a great advertisement for Brandy's because I feel like going to a strip club now.
There we go.
Too bad they're closed.
Maybe you can hire one of them to be a prostitute.
Do you want to quickly check? I doubt it, but just in case.
Just in case.
If you would like to send us an email, you can send us an email at overtlydisagreeable@gmail.com. That's overtlydisagreeable@gmail.com.
No.
Nope, nothing?
Well, cool. Like I said, hopefully when I upload this to YouTube now, going forward,
might gain more of an audience,
perhaps.
We'll see. That's a podcast for this week. I hope all of you, like usual, are taking care of yourselves and staying away from the Rona. If your city's opening up, I hope you're enjoying it in moderation, not going crazy.
But don't worry, if anything does happen, like if you're a protester and you catch it, it's not because you're protesting; it's because of the parties that were going on. Okay,
yeah, clearly.
Yeah, it's not the protesting fault.
With that said, have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and as always, go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourselves. See ya.